Kia ora, dear listener or viewer, and welcome back to Zealand. Fair warning, Zealand is set within a post-apocalyptic world, and so we will be exploring some of the darker natures of humanity. If you are squeamish or the idea unsettles you, please take your chance now to walk away. For now, we return to Zealand.
Kia ora, Legionnaires. Rycon here, and welcome back to Zealand. We're on Chapter 4 of our current campaign. Season 1. No, it's definitely 4. We're okay. I still remember how to count, even 20 years on into the apocalypse. Or 3 years, as we're currently experiencing at this point in time, as of the release of this video. I'm going to be handing things over to our maniacal DM, the very kind and generous GM, Skulk, who's going to take things away for us. So, all yours.
Fantastic. So last time on Zealand, you met up with some lovely people from up north that you've only heard rumors about. You found a young couple out on a lovely romantic walk outside your base, and based on what they said, and a very big, very large truck that rumbled past, you went looking up north for what all the commotion was. There you met a man paddleboarding down a river called Matthew, who took you to a nice little cafe and gave you a cup of tea. And he introduced you to the leader of paradise, as they call it, William McCoy, the person you know who is very well connected with Jim Walker from down south. You had a bit of a chat with both of them. Learn about the history between William and Jim, and then Matthew said you could stay the night, safe and secure. You get a cup of teas, and then in the morning you can do whatever you feel you want to. You can go home, you can go further north if you want, or he did offer to show you where that big truck with all of Jim's boys ended up. And so you had your last cup of tea, got on all the camping beds that he pulled out, and you went to sleep. And so we start at the next morning. Sun rises, he's already up, Matthew.
We're not dead.
You're not dead!
Yay!
He's already up, already making tea. You can see he got a little camping stove, and he's making a little bit of breakfast. And it's the smell of of sizzling meat, and you can smell some eggs and bits and bobs, other things. You can smell tea in the air, and that's what wakens you, as you can see, it's just hit dawn outside.
That's very surreal, I'm sure, for all of us. Except for Jack, who's just like, I don't know what these smells are. It smells like the body that we burnt outside, kind of, I guess.
Yeah. I think I'd stand up, I'd find the nearest window, and I'd just kind of watch the sunrise for a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be a nice luxury.
Take it.
We're all just like Scooby-Dooing the window.
Okay, so the cafe is east-facing, so you can see a very nice picturesque sunrise across the mountains in the distance, across the bay. It's deadly silent outside. Well, purchase of words, it's very silent outside. You can just hear the occasional bird, or what you hope is a bird and not an undead bat. Water is very calm, and it's a very nice golden sunrise.
I wonder if they have tea fields. Probably. Oh, that's pretty cool. It would be quite useful, because you can't really have coffee in this climate, but that'd be quite great having tea just for keeping awake.
Yeah. I'll see how the breakfast is going.
Okay. When you get to him in a camping stove, he's very nice. Good morning, good morning, good morning. You can see there's really 5 cups of teas already made. You can see he's busy on a wok, and he's making fried rice. You can see all sorts of colours in there. You can see bits of meat in there. You can see bits of green and red and yellow. It looks like a very good Southeast Asian wok of fried rice that he's cooking up for you.
Hell yeah.
I think I'd try and not invade his personal space, but kind of lean up on a counter somewhere as he's kind of frying away.
Seems like you've got a lot. Is there anything you're wanting for?
Oh, these days, peace and tranquility.
Fair.
But I guess Jim is of a different mind.
Yeah. Is there something that you could use help with?
Hang on, run the past me again?
Is there something you could use help with?
Oh, use help. I was like,
Yeah.
other than Jim, you mean?
Yeah.
Look, we're looking at making dramatic things happen in the background.
Look, we're trying to establish connections with people. Trade, ideally. We've got a fair amount that we can trade as well. We've got expertise, though. That could be used to help your situation.
Well, if it's trading you're looking for, I might be able to introduce you to someone.
Okay.
Unless you think we grow the rice ourselves.
That's good. We've got a bit of rice. We turn it into other things, though. That product can be enjoyed.
Well, after we're finished here, I'm supposed to be meeting the traders. If you want to come along, I can always make an introduction for you.
That sounds good. I know I would be interested in the goat products, the milk, and whatever else that can be made from it.
Well, we sell these to the traders. Not sure if we can sell straight to you.
Yeah.
But what you negotiate with the nomads, that's between you and me.
Okay. All right. It sounds good. When are you meeting them?
As soon as we're finished here.
We're wanting to tag along?
Yeah, why
May
not?
as well. I think, branching out and finding some good connections is a good plan. Ones that aren't, murderous warlords. Potentially would be nice.
Yeah. Sounds good. We'd be on board.
We'll take you. And as he serves up the fried rice, he does just mention that we will have to pass by the truck that came up north. That's sitting straight between us and where we're meeting the nomads.
Alright, so you know where it stopped?
Yes.
That's 2 birds with 1 stone.
See
Might
what
be
they're
to see what they've got, what they brought up here.
Be nice to know what they're using.
Do you know about the barrels?
We know about our barrels, or rather the barrels they've decided to give us. What barrels have they left for you?
They gave you barrels.
Well, being incredibly polite.
Huh. I figured it was like a fuel stop or a depot or something like that. Or is it a...
They left some in the Red Hand territory, but that might be for us.
I don't know if they know we're there. Maybe they were leaving them for them. There's a group, we mentioned them, that are close by to us, of the unborn. I think it was 3 barrels, maybe, that were left there.
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
They were spread out though, right? Oh no, were they all together?
They were together.
Yeah.
What's
in them?
Well, if you're curious, as these lost in the damned are, you'll find out soon enough.
Cryptic, don't like that. Can you just tell us?
I think it's making a little bit more sense. The barrels that were there, are they the same kind of barrels to what we
Cooked the man in?
man in?
Oh, hang on, are you asking me as GM or
As
Matthew?
a GM.
I was like,
yeah.
I don't
He
know.
doesn't know.
I'm not doing
Christ,
that myself.
what?
I was like, hang on, you're cooking
Do you
people.
really cook that, man? For that group of unborn.
It's all barrels.
Yeah, right.
So, not the exact same style, but I mean, it's they're
Because that was one of our barrels.
Yes.
No, it
Yeah.
wasn't your barrels that they used, that
Yeah.
Jim used, but I mean, an all barrel's an all barrel.
Barrel's barrel.
Yeah, okay.
By,
Alright.
international
Were they
standard.
plastic or metal?
Metal.
Okay. They're like metal drums, right? Okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if they were like a rain barrel or whatever.
No, they're proper all drums.
Okay, cool.
But to answer your question, it's a bomb.
Oh, fantastic.
I'm glad we didn't play around with it then.
No. But if you have lost and damned near you, they are curious folk.
Right.
Ah, I see what you mean. I thought you were calling us lost and damned.
No.
Do they have triggers on them?
Well, from the last one we saw, it was pressure activated. If they climb onto it or try and open it, it will explode.
We do have a resident, I wouldn't say bomb expert, but he's handled explosives before.
Let's hope he knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he's still got enough limbs.
We're talking about Skullcrane.
No.
Oh, V.
V. Who has handled explosives, dabbled in them, and blew up a bridge once.
I feel like he would be keen. He'd be like, yeah, let's go.
He was also taught by somebody.
Yes, that's true, Lulu. Yeah. But, yeah,
Well-
Lulu's...
When
Getting
we
off.
saw them last, the unborn and everything, they weren't really touching the barrels. They were kind of just going around them. Like, I'm trying to remember.
Yeah, but...
This is out of character.
Oh, right.
I'm
Right.
trying to
Yes,
remember what
yeah.
happened.
Yeah, but it's probably something that we want to get on, considering we've cooked things in barrels for them before, and they might be like, they're so kind. Look what they've done. Look what they've done.
Well, no.
They are our enemies now.
They saw them being dropped off by.
By people.
Yeah.
We're also people.
We could just...
They might think it's us.
I don't know, because they do know that William McCoy's crew.
Gems.
Sorry.
Yeah, Jims. Yeah,
Jims.
Yeah. The Kings, the
Kings,
man.
and they're wearing like the leather jackets and shit.
they're packed.
They know that they're the Red Hand's enemies. The Red Hands know that they're their enemies. They know that we're not associated with the Kings. So I think we're safe on that front. But they might be like, I wonder if this is a similar thing.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Maybe we could, like, in the future, if we have further interactions with them, in the sense of that, we could mark them with their own symbol or something like that, just so they don't get confused.
Yeah, if we do any more toasting for them, we mark it with the Red Hand.
Put the barrel on it. Yeah, that's a good plan. But yeah,
But so far, doesn't seem like they've touched them.
all right.
I guess if we hear a big explosion, I mean, how big are these explosions going to be?
They're 3 barrels big. They're probably big.
That's considerable. Yeah.
I don't know what the
Yeah, I mean, like,
explosive is, but...
you're like a day's walk, but I mean, it's a day's walk.
Yeah, no, exactly. There may be a point where we can contact home base.
Because it
If we
was,
can do that from a distance, then we'll go for that.
it wasn't, it was a ways from our.
It was smack bang in the middle of the valley.
Yeah.
So
Which is
we're
between us
here,
and them. Yeah.
and the valley's there, whatever. So it's not above our,
No.
but explosions could cause.
Oh, it's still bad. And our network is big now, so yeah.
Yeah.
But we'll keep that in the back of our minds. I appreciate the information that does help. But yeah, I think once we're done here, we're good to tag along.
Very well.
How's the rice?
Fantastic.
Amazing. This is so good.
You see him pack away the like slightly got.
What is this
he's
yellow
got,
thing?
Because we're banned from
It's yellow snow.
Because we're banned from eating the rice at home. It has to be used for alcohol.
No, we
and
have
only
to
alcohol.
fucking eat it.
Nope. It is against the council's designation.
The council have decided.
That is an
Okay.
alcohol.
Well, when
only
I'm on council, I want to eat rice.
Yeah.
I don't want to just eat potatoes.
I mean, we've been on and off throughout the years.
You
so-
swap first.
Yeah.
You just make rice wine, then you swap to rice and you make vodka.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could do just...
I just want to eat the fucking rice.
We go back and forth between rice vodka and potato vodka, so... Sometimes potatoes on a menu. Sometimes
both.
But for Jack, this
That was a
is
negative outcome. You gotta stick
literally
with
the
it.
tastiest meal you've ever had. You see him put away bottles. You don't know much about it. They're just darkened liquids and stuff.
Yeah.
But you can see
Soy
he's got
sauce,
soy sauce, he's got fish sauce, he's got hoisin sauce. You see him pack away the spices.
Oh, hopefully this doesn't have fish sauce in it. I'm loaded of shellfish.
Roll Constitution.
Uh-oh. No, I've been eating crayfish and shit.
You have.
Yeah.
So you would hope that you're okay.
Oh wait, I need to roll more than one dice.
Yes, so
It's a 14.
plus that
Yeah,
pass.
that's it. That's
Yeah.
it.
You're
Straight
good.
pass.
It's very old fish sauce.
It just gives me a little bit of a tingle.
That's the Sichuan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not sure if it's allergies or spices.
Yeah.
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 that would really suck in the apocalypse. Allergies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Won't be any
Anaphylactic shock and just-
yeah.
Yep.
I would like not eat all of my rice. I would just take out like a cloth or whatever and like wrap some of it just for later. Yeah, just to keep it as a snack.
I will help with wash up.
Okay, so yeah. So after
Just taking the balls and just licking them.
Yeah.
So afterwards it's just wash up and then packing away all the cots and all the bedding and everything, and he goes around, make sure everything should be closed or locked or turned off. He just closes down the whole place, and then you leave. As you get out, he locks the front door. He does a quick circuit around the cafe to make sure everything's fine.
We got here by boat, right? We
so-
went across.
You can see the rubber ducky just up on the boardwalk where you pulled it up. Nothing seems to be amiss from your vantage point. Everything looks the same as when you came here yesterday. The water is as quiet as before. Forests. Only thing you can really hear is things like cicadas.
But
Scott's more talking to me. Which now he loves because you've been not hearing them for a long time.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, cicadas! I love you!
Of course, the sun's out, so there's no bird song. There's no more noises from the forest.
With the sun being out, I'd be goggles on and
Yep.
covered up.
Roughly how many people were around when we were having breakfast?
You four and Matthew, because William, he just came in for that chat, and then he
Okay.
left again saying he had to go see about Jim's boys.
Okay, sweet.
And
Every time you say the rubber ducky, like the boat thing, I'm just imagining like a giant inflatable duck,
Duck.
just so you know.
That's how everyone gets
And-
around.
yeah.
I just immediately hit Ernie.
yeah, it's just like this big thing, you just climb on saddles and everything. Alright, and then you're off after he checks the engine and everything. You go back to where you came from, across the bay and then in through the inlet. You see some tall reeds and some mangroves. He parks the boat.
What are you using for gas?
You ask him.
Yeah.
Refined fats. Mix with a bit of ethanol.
Fun.
If you're looking for, we get it from the traders as well before you ask.
No, we've got our own sources. We're just wondering.
You park some of the mangroves, and you take a somewhat similar trip back to where you swam paddleboarding. But before you go all the way down into the inlet, he shows you a fairly shallow, as in thigh-high, stretch of water where you can ford the little inlet. And then you make your way down south along the river until where you can see some old dilapidated, broken down buildings and a very rusted old street sign. And he says, following this way, we get to a very small township called Coco pacappa.
Sorry, what?
Yeah. Coco pacappa. That was halfway, well, let's say a third away between Helensville and Silverdale.
Alright.
And that is where we are meeting the nomads. Unfortunately, between here and Coco pacappa is where the trailer is. Jim's trailer and his truck is.
Okay.
So if you shall follow me, he says, we do need to go a bit through the forest.
Alright.
Alright, so quiet as we can be. No talking if we can avoid it.
Yep. I'm gonna have my sword out.
As you go off the grassy area, which you can, by now, you know this is the road, the nice tall grass with that's nothing else is growing on. and you move into what becomes, brush and gorse, but deeper into the forest. You hear a stream ahead of you, and it's a fairly light little woody patch here, so you don't hear too much noises. You can hear a bit of skittering and crackling as you can imagine all sorts of small creatures above and underfoot.
Yay.
He seems unconcerned. I mean, he's still, as before, he's not wearing any, like a gas mask or anything. He is just, as he was, in his leather jacket, denims and boots.
Probably left my gas mask off while he's like not wearing one. Just because I'm. But yeah, as soon as we get in the forest and there's shit crawling around, remembering last time, chuck the hood back up.
Yeah.
But
You cross the small stream and then you start following it from the other side, from the northern side. And it's a very windy stream. And maybe about 15 minutes in, you all smell something odd for the area. It's not an odd scent, except for Jack, who's never smelled this before. It's mint. It's not like overwhelmingly eating a menthol, but you get that as the wind moves through the trees. You get a scent of that's mint, the same crack
I'm
you
gonna
grow
start
garden.
looking around on the underbrush. See if there's
Nothing
yet.
near you, but this very faint scent of mint pervades the area as you move further and further along.
Is there any sense of smoke? Any scent of smoke at all?
No, it's just
Probably just a
yeah.
big patch of wildland.
And it's and about been like 5 minutes later. That's about the only thing you can smell. It's once again, it's not overpowering. It's just the fact that there's just so much mint you can't smell any like that nice wet earthy forest smell. It's just now you've just walked into a mint shop type smell. It's like
yes, the local mint shop.
like a candy shop. You just walk into Willy Wonka's. With a nice little stream going past. And then as you make a turn south, as following the river, and you keep going for quite a wee bit, this bend goes on for a long time, the scene disappears. Until you get to where there's another, you can even through this little, somewhat slightly more dense, but still easy enough to see through, patch of forest, you can see it's going to curve around again, but you don't follow it. As you get to the southernmost point, you can see through the brush, and it's now just brush on the other side, you can see the open area. And so instead of just following the road, you just took a very long ass way and you made up back at the road again. But this is where you start hearing people. The closer you get to the end of the stream, the more you just hear people talking, you hear the occasional shout, and just before you get to the stream, Matthew just tells you, hunker down, come closer, and he says that they're just about 40 meters up the road from where we are now. Your choice if you want to keep on this side or that side of the stream, depending on how close a look you want it.
We've got binoculars. We can take a distance. I think that's probably going to be better.
Distance means back into the forest.
Yeah.
You would the scout? Just one of us?
How's the area been around here for activity in the woods?
We kill everything we find.
Okay. Alright. If something finds us, that's going to be noisy. So it's a choice of whether we get closer, risk them hearing us, or risk something in here.
Is there a
So,
way to get a clear view from long away? Or to get to see clearly, do we have to be close?
Only way is to go across the open field here and
Yeah.
then up the hill on the other side.
if we cross the field, we could do it prone. It would take a while. It'd take me longer with one arm, but we'd be less visible.
And this is, he says, entirely up to you. We can keep on this stream, it'll take us maybe an hour longer, but we can get to Coco pacappa without being in sight of them.
Well, I mean, do you want to get information? What would your choice be if we weren't here?
I know this forest well enough. I know how to get through it quickly. And I've seen this truck before.
Yeah.
Yes, yesterday before I went down to Helensville.
But further out of it now, so we have a better chance of looking at them. Alright. I think we should all have a vote on it. I'm okay with us sticking with the woods. You know the woods. That's going to be faster and
I prefer the woods.
get us a good look.
So, just out of that, so trying to get, so the woods will get us close.
Close. Yeah, so you can, let's say, stay inside the woods and get an okay view of them.
Yep.
Or if you want, you can go try and like lever crawl your way through the tall grass to get to the other side, which will take ages. I mean, it's like, you would say it's like a good 100 meter, 200 meter plane to get to the hills.
Would be really tough.
And then we would get a really good view of them.
Then you get a perfect view, unobstructed view.
But that would take a lot of time. I
But
think
it's also
that-
time, and you'd only have that one point of view. So.
Yeah, I think we're burning daylight if we try and do that. So woods, and we can try and get as good a view as we can from there. And
We just stay as quiet as we possibly can, but we need to talk. We just tap, bring your heads close.
we do have like a little bit of like a sign language kind of thing going on. I think that we would have talked about.
It's
Just like
simple for stop and go and
Yeah, the stuff that Nick and Jake developed.
yeah.
Back in.
They're like fluent, but
I imagine it's now like a, it's probably now like a hybrid language between like Nick and Jake's and me and V's, and there's probably
Yes.
some other people
Yeah.
that came in that had their own version, and it's
Mhm.
been stuck inside for 20 years. It's all sort of blended into its
Yeah.
own.
and probably the younger kids know it better than even we do because
they've been
they'd be able to
taught
pick it up
Yeah,
faster, especially if like
they've got their slang.
yeah.
Yeah.
They do this with their hand instead of this. All right.
So Matthew says he'll take you as close as comfortable while staying inside the forest. We'll have to cross the stream.
Can I ask him, just like when we could smell that mint and everything, where is that coming from?
We plant it all over here.
That stuff grows fast.
Is there any reason why just for the sake of it, or do you find it helps kind of
Like the
mask
lavender?
scents and stuff like that? Or
Yes, because you can't smell anything other than it.
nice, yeah, good point.
And it's more pleasant than lavender.
Yeah, you guys used to do that with lavender
Yeah.
back at Goat Island.
Okay, so on the other side of the stream, you still follow the stream. And as it goes back up and it comes back down, you can hear the voices like a lot more. And everyone roll perception minus 30, you two minus 20 for your perk.
That's a 22 success for me.
nice.
69.
Minus 20 was
Is that a critical success as well?
No.
Oh,
7.
second pass.
I'm gonna let you guys carry this because I rolled a 95.
Your mask and stuff like
No,
that
I'm
is fitted
thinking,
a little
I'm
too
thinking
tight.
about the mint.
It's like
So Matthew is the lead, and it's let's say two Dugdales following him, and then you two bringing up the rear. And as you make the second bend down south towards where the truck is, you catch a movement in the forest about maybe 10 meters ahead of Matthew that does not seem natural. You two.
I just immediately will just kind of put my hand and just like give a signal to like get down low, stay still,
it's kind of an errand, but
and then I'll just kind of point in the direction of where I saw the movement. I'll indicate to Matthew as well.
He doesn't like seem at all alarmed or anything, and but like he has a bit of a cheeky smile on his face, and he goes, "Got good eyes, you two." And he makes just like a very short, very soft bird call type thing, and then a bush just stands up,
Give me more Gillisu.
and it's just a guy that just like very natural camouflage. And as he takes off
Ada.
what seems like a hemp or some other type of like very natural twine, just stuck through with leaves and branches and everything. You can just see, sees another bloke stand up, and then maybe 5 meters further ahead, another one just stands up, and you can see they've both got bows.
Nice.
They just give a nod, and Matthew just says, "Any news?" And then the first one,
I think I'll probably
this chap, who Matthew, and you on there, who Matthew greets as George, just says that they're settled in and started unpacking. And then Matthew says, "Show us as quietly as you can, and then we'll head off." And so George and the other chap, who's the only one who does have his face covered, takes the lead, and they seem to be well adept at doing what they do best.
Stuff.
Yes, is the name of George. And you get maybe about like 5 meters away from the tree line, enough that you can see through it. And by that point, you're all leopard crawling to stay safe. And as George and Mr. Balaclava pulls back to give you a bit more space, you can see that it's a good 18-wheeler truck, nice European design, short cab, full container on the back. On top, they've put on some tents, some 2-man tents, some 3-man tents. So the whole top of the container has got tents on it. They've also seem to have like put out almost like a little type of deck. We can see it's like some metal cladding on poles to expand the area on top of the truck that they can actually, live on. And you can see some blokes there patched, just sitting on, those plastic and metal camping chairs with the cup holder and everything.
Having a beer.
Having a yarn. And there's maybe 2 or 3 that's patrolling, and using that word very loosely. You can see that they're walking around, but it doesn't seem that they're taking themselves too seriously at the moment. So you can see 3 around. You can see 3 more sitting on top, and then that's all you can see. You can't see what's inside, and you can't see who's in the tents.
Use my binoculars just to get a bit of a closer look at.
I presume you have been. Sorry.
Okay, alright, cool.
Yeah.
What about weaponry? What are they carrying?
So the ones up top you can't see. The ones on the bottom, they have so 2 of them have got shotguns, and 1 seems to have a hunting rifle. Sans a scope.
How clearly can we see what they're unloading?
So the doors at the moment are shut, but every so often, maybe like, once every 10, 20 seconds, you hear a thump and what sounds like a muffled yell from inside. None of them that you're looking at seems concerned about this. They don't flinch, or they don't look and go, "Ooh," or anything. They just, guys up top, they're still drinking their moonshine, their homebrew, and the ones on the bottom are still just very bored walking around this truck.
That sounds like they've got either infected or other humans.
Yeah.
Before you do, Matthew, then as like you're looking and having your own discussion about it, Matthew just pulls back, and he seems to be having like his own talk with his people.
I think I would just kind of ease back over and just try and listen in a little bit.
Yeah. So, as to your question, Matthew asked the same. It's like, where's what they've unloaded? And Matthew says they've taken 2 sets. George says they've taken 2 sets. One further down, near where you turn into the area, and then one almost near Coco pacappa.
Sets what?
So it seems they're looking to block off access both.
I'm just gonna kind of politely say to Matthew, I'm like, do they know about your bases or anything?
Well, they're very close, so they know we're around here, which means our dearly departed friend, unfortunately, was forced to say something before he passed.
But you still got you had his wallet, right?
No, you gave it.
Oh, that's right, yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was
I gave
his
it to the other
tongue.
people.
It's the tongue he drops.
I dropped pretty much right away as soon as we
Like,
got out.
Thank you. Right.
No, but the reason in part they are up in this direction is because I divulged information that we ran into someone who wanted to pass on a message
Right.
up there. William McCoy.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
Do your trader friends know about all of this?
They haven't been around here for quite a while, so they'll not know what's here. Likely they don't come this far south. They stop at this township, but I think we'd better be there before they are.
Yeah.
Just
Give
at
them a warning.
very least to keep relations up.
I'd lean in towards the other two, George and the unknown person.
Do you have any idea what they have inside there?
Lost and the damned.
Right. Yeah.
They used them on you in the past.
Last time they thought they found us, yes. It's a very common tactic of theirs.
Right.
I guess they have supply.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll just make note. Physical note.
Well, then I guess we should get moving.
George pulls out a pocket watch, flicks it open and goes, "We shall, we don't have much time before they arrive."
Pocket watch is good. You don't need to put a battery in it.
It's a digital pocket.
It like flips open and it just has a digital display.
It's like an old Casio
Yeah.
on a chain. Okay, so you withdraw back to the stream, cross it again, and at this point you make a quicker pace.
Can I see any of the mint?
Not at the moment. So by the time you start smelling the mint again, you hit another part of the stream, at which point you cross. But as the wind shifts, you know it's coming from the north.
Okay.
Well, you're going now east, on your left.
Right.
And as you cross the stream, George says, "We should be fine now, we can head back to the road."
Okay.
And then it's about a half hour quick march, getting onto a jog, as all three men seem fairly in a hurry to get to the township. As you get close, it's quite well, at this point you're very used to the signs of dilapidation and the fact it's 25 years post-apocalypse. You can see broken down and half demolished farmhouses. It is a very rural community, so you see a lot of overgrowth and just the houses and sheds and barns and things poking through it. As you get past the point where it's no longer there's one, and on the distance there's one, there's far more regular houses. You see in the middle of this wide open stretch of grass, the road, you can see 3 barrels, very obviously left where they can be seen.
Let's avoid those, shall we?
Yeah. You do. Mr. Balaclava, however, stays behind. If no one makes a comment, everyone just keeps going.
Yeah. Stays behind with the barrels.
Yes.
Okay.
Probably would ask Matthew, like, as he moved along, he's like, is he going to be able to deal with those, or?
We'll hear in a bit if he does.
Oh. His way is just standing up and just throwing rocks.
Well, we got slings. We can.
Yeah, we can
Just walking, like kicking
Yeah.
the bottom of it. Yeah, it's fine. It's open enough.
They're just loot boxes. One of them is going to be good.
They're all good. They contain explosions.
Yeah.
There you go.
Those are useful.
Yeah. Walk
Just
out
take
the
an
true
explosion.
Evil
Yeah.
microtransactions.
How many of those can I fit in my bag?
Alright.
Yeah. You get to the ruined township proper, and it is, as many rural areas is, it's pretty much just one lane and then a few roads coming off it. You can see evidence that there has been you can see a broken down church. You can see what was the pub. You can see what is varied. There's a butcher's, and you can see a sign of a grocer. But it's all as ruined as expected. One thing you notice is that all the unborn signs, and you were expecting blue here, are very faded. as in they've like a lot of them have worn off. Where in the green stripes and the red hands, you see they were well maintained.
Yeah.
You know, when anything got a bit faded, the next time you walked past, they would have been touched up. These ones haven't. You don't see anything that you would classify as fresh. So the signs here looks almost like a broken V. So just two stripes going up and then splitting off in blue, which for a lot of them looks like it was just someone sticking their thumbs into some sort of pigment and then just doing this up. Other times, the big ones you can see palm marks just across the side of a building, but once again very faded. And again, it's dead silent. You can hear the wind through the trees. You can hear old bits of wood and branches flittering down alleyways, but you do not hear any sound of the unborn. You don't hear any sound in the distance of their very cliched screaming and chattering. It is extremely quiet. By the time you get to the not crossroads, it's a T intersection, but at the center of the township.
The Blue Tusks, do we know that they... I think that McCoy, not McCoy, but the guy that we met up north that time said that they had lived sort of in harmony with the Blue Tusks for a while, and then something changed.
Out of character or in character?
As out of character.
Out of character, they are on good terms with them,
right?
As long as they stay away. Anyone who comes close is killed.
Yeah.
So that's their good terms with them.
Yeah.
A hard maintained border.
Yeah. Doesn't look like they're around much though now.
No, maybe they're inside that truck.
Well, now we know what all the symbols look like. Yay!
No, Frank is good. He only uses locally sourced and grown infected.
Yeah.
Sorry, Frank.
Oh, sorry, Walker, not Frank. I'm Frank.
I was like, Frank, you're Frank.
Who's Frank?
Sorry. So
Jim.
many names. Live so many lives.
All right.
Jim Walker, yes.
Yeah.
Cool.
Did you tell him you're Frank McGuire?
No, I didn't, because I am notorious. So
right.
that's why I
Everyone
try
knows
to
Frank.
not use that name. Yeah.
Yeah. Someone's gonna walk with name, Mr. Francis.
Yeah. Francis McGuire.
Right. About an hour passes, and both Matthew and George seems from the get-go they seem a bit uncomfortable. They were hurrying, and it seemed they were hurrying for a reason. But I mean, you got there and it was dead quiet. So they just sat down under a tree and waited, and until at least you do something, an hour passes.
Well, it'll probably be like,
Yeah.
You know.
Once it starts to get towards that time, I'd be like,
are
we
they
think
usually-
something's gone wrong. Yeah.
They're normally not late. It's been 2 years since they were this late.
What route do they usually take? Is there something that we can check?
He points to the road heading east. He says that road heads all the way through to Silverdale and Whangaparoa. That's the road they take, the valley.
I used to live there. Right. Okay. Well, do we want to head that direction or something? Or do we want to stay here?
They've never missed this time before?
Last time they did, they were attacked, and that's why they were late.
Okay. Either something's gone wrong on their end or along the way. There's no telling how far that is. We could scout, go ahead a little ways. But just in case someone shows up here, I think there's still probably a good idea to leave someone here.
Two people staying and the rest of us go scouting or something like that.
Well, George and Matthew seems very comfortable under their tree.
Yeah, and they will cover as well, in
Hmm.
case anyone else pokes around.
Well, are these nomads likely to attack on sight if they see strangers?
As long as you stay peaceful, they will stay peaceful.
Okay.
Any good way to identify them from other people?
Ah, yes, about that. They do often look like the lost and the damned.
Right.
Be careful
mean-
whom you shoot.
Sort of right now, we also kind of look like with all the covering.
Yeah, except like our faces are like fully covered as well.
Yeah.
Still got like a
and
some
I've
glasses
got
on.
like shaded goggles on. So, yeah.
Right.
But there shouldn't be. You've cleared this area out of.
This is as far as we clear out because this is our meeting place with them. Beyond that road, it's God's country, not ours.
Okay.
Don't you mean the devils? Sorry. Right. Shall we?
We shall.
Right, so you start heading down the eastern road. I don't know if it's down or up from the map, but you're heading east.
It's always up and down.
Yeah. It's an uphill battle and it's all downhill from there.
Yeah.
Maybe about 20 minutes later, you see something that is. It's a fairly straight-ish road, and once again, because it is hard tarmac, trees haven't grown here. Well, except the one, small bush. So you see in the distance a small convoy of people heading, and as you look through the binoculars, you can see they are not completely covered blue, but there's a lot of blue on them. And from you can see in the binoculars, there is a half-naked man wearing only a loincloth. He seems very, very pale, and he does seem to have blue paint on him that's leading this convoy.
This could be blue tusks, or it could be them.
I think it's more likely it's them if they're gonna look like that. Then
Let's just be careful, because we might be on good terms with the red palms, but don't know what it means for these
I
other
guess
groups.
with us come, he's with us.
Yeah, no, Matthew and
But
George
he said
stayed
that.
back.
They
Oh, yeah,
stayed.
they stayed.
They're chilling under the tree.
I say, is there any place we can kind of step off of the
Oh,
road?
heaps. So this is not a very deep valley, but it is still a valley and it's overgrown with bushes and small trees and things. You step off 3 meters and you're invisible.
Okay.
How
well, then
big is the convoy?
So as it comes closer, as you're now, finding a good spot where you can still see the road coming on, it looks to be about maybe like 20, 30 people in this convoy, and most of them seems to be pulling what almost looks like rickshaws. Small two-wheeled wagons that one person can pull.
Okay, it's
Yeah.
not on board then.
well, yeah, but I think the other thing as well I was gonna ask is, are they getting hit by the sun where they are?
Yes.
Yeah.
and those are the half
If
naked
the,
dude. Yeah.
if the
Okay.
guys out front, then
Then I just think that
Unless he's
we make
captive.
ourselves known.
Yeah. You also see 2 larger wagons that one's got like 4 people like pulling it, and the other one seems to have quite very odd. And you again, Jack, always picking on you, have no idea what
That's
this is, but 8 giant birds pulling this thing along.
giant bird.
Giant birds, and you know them as ostriches.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
I haven't seen those in a while. Then that would freak him out.
Yeah.
What the fuck are those? What the fuck are those?
Like walking very far.
Well, you might have seen them in movies.
No, we
or
didn't have any
whatever.
pictures of those in
Yeah.
the books. We
Yeah.
had only descriptions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
The chocobo I've heard of?
Yeah.
is this that fantasy final thing?
Yeah.
And as I get closer for you to make this out, and before you make out a few other odd things about it, you hear a bird screech above you. And as you look up, it is a sparrowhawk. If any of you know what a sparrowhawk looks like, it's a
It's
very
tiny
small
ever.
hawk, about yay big.
Yeah.
And as this thing cries out, it speeds back towards the convoy. And as soon as it cries out, and it's a very piercing cry, very quiet mourning, the convoy stops, and you can see everyone sort of pulls back towards the
So they let
larger
themselves
wagons.
down.
Even though the people who had little rickshaws put them down,
Yeah.
hunker beneath them.
Probably go and step out.
Yeah. I'd look to Matthew first and be like,
He's not here.
He's not
Oh,
here.
sorry. So George and the other guy has stayed back. So
George
the
and
three of
Matthew
them.
are
Balaclava
there.
left.
Balaclava.
Stayed
Balaclava.
with
Sorry,
He's
I
with
forgot
the
Yep.
barrels.
None of them are with
Yeah,
us.
yeah.
Barrels
Okay.
balaclava.
Okay. No, that's all
Step
good.
out.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, as you step up, you see an ostrich coming on towards you, running full tilt.
Ah, shit.
And, yeah. They're just letting them loose now.
It's fine.
And on the back of the ostrich is a little
Yeah.
kid.
A kid.
Yeah. Well, I say little kid. But it's on like they gauge you. You can see he's maybe like 12 or something. He grabs an egg, pulls it back. Morning.
Morning.
Face completely covered.
Yeah.
This kid wearing big goggles, gloves and everything. Not a gas mask, but it's got like a scarf wrapped around. Streamers of blue have just been like tucked into his clothes.
We're friends with Matthew.
Paradise.
All right.
I think I'd be smiling a lot. It'd just be amazing to see this. Like,
So before
also
I say,
terrifying.
so the
Yeah.
ostrich does
Yeah.
have like an actual little saddle that's made for it. It's got blinders around it, and it's got while you can see he's controlling it by the neck. It does actually have a bit
Reins.
and reins that he
Yeah.
can hold on to.
Yeah.
And he goes, "Tell them we were delayed, but we are clearly almost there."
We can walk with you.
Yeah. We'll walk ahead. Make sure the way is clear.
I'll let them know.
All right.
And then he just, like a joystick.
yeah. That's so good.
Okay.
Big ass bird.
Yeah.
It's an ostrich.
Yeah, you should see their eggs, like dinosaurs.
Emus are what you have to watch out for.
And cassowaries.
Yes. I'll kind of turn my back on them and head on back that way that we came.
Okay, it's a bit of if you want to keep sort of pace with them while ahead, it's a bit of a slower walk. Another half hour passes because they've got wagons and things they're manually pulling.
I'll probably walk ahead just so we can get to Matthew and those guys
Okay.
sooner.
I think I'd still want to keep them in sight just in case.
How many roughly?
Like
So about 20-30 people,
Yeah, that's a lot.
about 2 big wagons, and then maybe like 10 of these rickshaws. And everyone who was walking was still carrying like a proper. Some of them actually do have proper tramping, camping backpacks, those backpacker backpacks. Other ones you can see was like homemade ones, but they are all very heavily laden. And these wagons, they are, they're covered like you go to the buffet, covering your plate,
Okay.
Okay, so half an hour later, you make it back. You clearly first. Matthew and George stands up, looking hopeful and expected.
they're on their way. Ostriches.
Said they were delayed. Didn't mention what. Figured we'd leave that to you.
We'll ascertain that soon enough. George then walks to the what was the butcher's behind this newly outgrown tree. And as you hang on, is anyone watching him going?
Oh yeah, no, because I'm
Fantastic.
wondering where they're keeping all their trade goods.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
He walks past like the broken down interior where you can see light streaming in, and then he gets to the walk-in chiller, and he unlocks it and opens it, and clearly no fog of cold air rushes out, but he does like pull on a little cord, and a light, like a installed industrial light turns on. You can see boxes and crates and things inside this chiller. And as Matthew sees you looking at him, he does say, "It's a metal enclosed box, nothing stronger."
Nice. It's good.
Cool.
Okay. Little Mr. Ostrich comes around the corner first, and he gets out binoculars, has a good view of everything and everyone. Matthew raises a hand. He does the same, and then joystick his ostrich back in, and 3 minutes later the convoy arrives with like the big, scrawny, bald, pale man in front.
I guess they can kind of, from a distance, pass as.
Sometimes it's enough.
Yeah.
And as he comes close, you can see that it is he painted himself white. So it's not perfect paint. It looks almost like it could have been like face paint or some makeup that he's been just lathering over him. But he still has his eyebrows.
It's lime wash.
Yes, you can see. He's still got his eyebrows. You can see stubble.
Right.
And you can see, he's got arm hair and he's got chest hair.
Yeah.
But from a distance, as you saw, he was, not sure.
Yeah.
Good idea.
Yeah. Not bad. Yeah, we're just the 3 goths hanging out among these like weird nomadic
4.
folk. Yeah, 4. You're also like decked out as well. Yeah.
Okay. Matthew calls out, "Morning, Oliver." And the bald guy does this go, "Matthew, apologies for being late. Our ostriches got loose."
It's understandable.
It's the kind of problems you have in the apocalypse, you know.
One of those things.
We've all been there.
And as everything gets pulled in, and you can see there is closer to 30 than 20 people there, mostly teens and adults, but you do see 4, which would be kids, and 2 infants in this collection of people as well. After greeting Oliver, Matthew heads straight to what looks to be a middle-aged woman who is currently coordinating all the wagons and everything, and she's got what looks a very thick book in front of her. And I'm not going to go through what they're talking about because it's shop talk.
Yeah.
Right, so he immediately goes into this is what they've got, and as sound filters, you can see George sticking his head out, and Matthew gives him and he heads back and he comes out with a dolly with crates on, and he just starts unloading things from the butcher out, and this woman picks out, that rickshaw, get that thing off it, no, it's hidden underneath the eggs, get that out, and they commence with their trading while everyone else starts setting up small tents. They all set them up specifically, you can see, as in the center, almost like a line running down the road, as far away from any buildings as possible. And then some of them start cooking food. You can see some of them just relaxing. A lot of them is needed for the help of moving all the stuff, because Matthew he came with a list. And so he's not just saying, "What have you got for me?" He seems to be saying, "We need this, we need this, we need this." And so they're unloading all sorts of different things.
I'll probably offer to help George haul stuff out if he needs the...
Oh, he's happy to help.
Yeah.
Same thing whether the nomads or George, whichever.
The nomads quickly but politely stop you from getting anywhere close to the goods.
Yeah, fair enough.
Or the ostriches. If
Yeah.
anyone's keen on going, no.
A little bit, but yeah, no, I'll help out with
Yeah.
them.
So as you go in, you can see most of it is carton boxes. You can see some which are good old 2x4s, which probably got in from pallets and things that have been nailed together to just create crates. But a lot of it is just old wooden boxes. Some plastic boxes that have seen better
Now, this
days.
is a milk crate.
So there's old milk crates that you found. There's old things you can get from the plastic box.
Milk would just go out the holes.
wheels and that they bring out, and what you can see from the open containers that they're bringing out to these people, you can see a lot of milk, you can see a lot of cheese, and you can see other sorts of dairy products that Paradise is bringing. You can also see that a lot of herbs. So you can see mint, you can see, well, these people would know, oregano, thyme. Good old proper kitchen cupboard worth of herbs, fresh, dried. You see a lot of fruit. Here you see peaches, you see apples, lemons, limes. What else grows in this climate? Olives, feijoas, plums. Pretty much anything that can grow in New Zealand and the Auckland climate. They're bringing out boxes of these things.
Holy shit, dude!
I think I'd be wanting to try and keep an eye on if there is anything that we have. So I'm trying to make sure where we can potentially fill any gaps, because we obviously have an abundance of food right now. So our growing operation's going okay, but it's more the freshwater crayfish, the eels, the small amount of fish that we get through the streams down there, whether there is things like that I hear, because we can very easily keep eels and freshwater crayfish alive, as in livestock to be able to bring along, rather than just dried meat. So I'd be trying to keep my eyes peeled for anything like that.
You don't see anything like that from the nomads, but they've got a crap ton of stuff they haven't touched yet. So you're
Yeah.
free to go ask them
Yeah.
about it. They won't let you inspect it, but
Yeah.
you can go ask them. From Matthew's side, it's fruits, veggies, herbs, and dairy products. That seems to be their contribution.
Yeah. Okay. I think I'd want to collect the others and go and have a chat with the person, the woman that's the foreman that seems to be divvying things out.
She introduces herself as Matilda.
Matilda.
Doesn't look very much.
She looks a bit older than this.
A bit rougher.
Yeah, she's lived a hard life.
Yeah.
Well, for her, she looks good for being
She's like, I'm
middle-aged.
17.
That's middle-aged in the apocalypse now.
I mean, I'm 54 and I look way rougher than I do right now.
So, Matilda introduces herself. She says she's in charge of the stores and of the trading. Everything that you might need that they've got, she's willing to talk about.
Fantastic.
All right. Well, I would kind of go over where we were at with our abundances. So we have a lot of processed rock. We have a lot of minerals. We have
Did we ever say water minerals? Because that could be important.
Salt.
minerals that aren't metal ore. Metal ore. We had a scarcity of metals. But just in terms of minerals that we
Don't they
can get
just-
from rock. So
Yeah, specifically specified of exactly what it was when.
yeah. So for all we know, it could be.
Elephant salt. Yeah, that'll be good.
I mean, it's salt certainly. I mean, we're
We've
also by the
salted a
sea.
lot of our shit,
We can access salt quite easily.
Is that something we should be either rolling for now to figure out? If that's
I'm
where.
fine with salt because I'm trying to think of non-metallic mineral.
lithium?
Lithium? I could get my Tesla working again.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, they didn't have those.
They weren't around. They weren't around.
I could
at
get
the
my
start of the
leaf
apocalypse.
working again.
Well, we can talk to them about, we've got lots of alcohol production, we've got lots of tofu from our soy monocultures,
Yep.
we've got fungi and stuff like that, so I think those are our strong
Okay.
Also,
It could be I was also thinking calciums or limes or.
Yeah.
Yeah, lime.
limestone, we have lots of limestone.
Because you can get lime from it.
Yeah.
obviously, they're not really, super dressed, but
Neither is this.
You know what? It's not that bad of a background. It's fine. It's fine. It works.
oh man. All right.
So, for those of you who just skipped the last 20 minutes, and is now
Do we wanna
confused.
fix it? Okay. Obviously, yeah, they don't have. They're not wearing lots of clothing and stuff, but we do have access to clothing production. Means
Sewing machines.
sewing machine, stuff like that. I know how to weave. It probably would have taught people how to do that sort of
We
stuff.
managed to fix
Fishing nets.
We managed to fix the machines that we had. We don't have an abundance of clothing,
No.
but we don't have a scarcity.
We're just sort of
Yeah.
recycling through the stuff. Though.
And
We're not making it
if I can get my hands on some muka flax, whatever,
There'll
it's
still be so much time to keep.
flax like the
Yeah.
stuff like that. You can strip it down. We were using some of the potato and
On your way back this year, the history. That's good.
Yeah.
Normally swampy ground, good
So,
margins
yeah.
for flax.
use a whole bunch of that. If they need baskets, any of that sort of stuff.
Maybe for I don't know. They seem pretty in the sense of clothing from Matthew's people. They have the ghillie suits,
Yeah.
look like hemp and stuff. So I think they're alright.
They're good, but I'm talking more the traders or
Traders,
whatever,
yeah.
whether they're needing
Yeah,
anything
okay.
along
In,
those
in
lines.
terms of our scarcity, we had a scarcity of spare parts, sunlight, and metal. So we would be looking for metals.
Okay, so-
but, yeah.
If someone can make a note,
Yes.
what they're very keen on is salt. Salt, lime, because those are both for food production and can ensure food stays edible for longer. They do want your crayfish, they do want your eels. Fish, they're fine, there's enough rivers around, but crayfish and eels, if they don't have to go looking for them, they
So
can...
I think what we were doing was we basically corralled them and we were breeding them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Especially in the underwater lake.
Yeah.
Would they prefer them to be alive or?
Yes.
Yep. Okay.
Mating pair.
That's
they're not going to do it now. But alive, they can always, if they can get the salt, they can salt them themselves.
Yeah.
But they can sell them alive.
Yeah.
Matilda's very keen on fabric. They've got dyes, so they can work on them. But getting raw fabric or out will be good. Since you do say you've got machines, they are interested in if you can fix machines.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
So services rendered is also what they're interested in.
Fantastic. Because we do have quite a few skilled people in amongst the community.
As for things like potatoes and mushrooms, they're not in need of them, but they will take them. I mean, anything they can sell.
Just have a lower trade value.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And especially with things like salt and lime, they can always like dry them out, do a very, very harsh pickling on them with lime, but they can make them go longer if they need to.
I'm
So.
very interested in what fruit and vegetables they have to offer because we are so in need of vitamins.
When you say that, she points out to all the boxes at Paradise she's been saying, those are all our fruits and veggies.
Fantastic.
Metal, she calls on to another woman and just asks where's the metal? And I point over to like a small rickshaw, and that thing is covered in what looks to be why I keep saying that, what is ingots.
Oh, fantastic. Okay.
So after like the cover is lifted, you can just see with some rope just to keep them steady, and it's a very tired man sitting next to them, having to pull it. It's just loads and loads of crudely smelted metal blocks, and each one has in chalk things written on them.
Right.
And the guy next to them says he's happy to tell you what's in them, they tried as best as they can to split them, but they don't have smelting furnaces, so they are all mixed alloys. But you can say this came from mainly aluminium with a bit of nickel. It was
This was a car.
yeah, this was a tool. This was a tool set they found. This was a roof of a house, the corrugated iron.
Okay.
Nice.
I mean, we do have Jen, who has great blacksmithing skill,
And you've got
She's
the electric
studied with
smelter.
Scott for a long time, and so that would do us very, very well.
Also,
Yeah.
armor making.
Yeah. No, it would be good to have. Yeah. I mean, that's one of us.
I mean, that's not my skill. I just take
Yeah.
trash and turn it into armor, but
Yeah. No, that.
good for weapons and whatnot.
The only other potential service that we would be able to potentially offer is that we do have a relatively skilled medical practitioner who was a nurse beforehand and has saved lives more often than not. I mean, she does have a pretty good kill to death ratio.
Takes them too.
And they'll take that into consideration.
Yeah. Don't tell her about the ratio. But
Just keep away from the drugs.
yeah, because
That wasn't her fault.
We still have we still have Willow.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Okay. They're amicable to make an agreement. They do need to know where you are, or close to where you are, so they can make a stop.
Where unfortunately,
I mean coast, but the territory is not exactly the safest. We've got
red palms.
red palms.
We've traveled through Red Palm territory before.
Okay.
She calls to Oliver and says she just needs to go back to Matthew, but sort it out. And he gets a map from inside his loincloth. And it's a map of it's an old it's all AA map.
Yeah.
Of going from CBD up
Yeah.
to about Whangarei. And you can see lines have been drawn there, notes have been made. Lines go up the top of the map, and they go down the bottom of the map either. Not either, as well.
Yeah.
And so it's their travel lines that they've drawn, and he says, so we've gone around here, and the around here is on the other side of the Red Hands hill line.
Okay.
He goes, is this what you're talking about?
close enough.
That is the area. Yeah, we're more closer to the coastline.
Okay. So he says, pick a spot where you can bring all your things out, and we can bring all our things too.
Yeah, the tree is probably a good spot. It's not too far for us to make it there.
But then, has that been
That's
made?
also over a hill that you've been clambering over.
Yeah, they
They've
can't
got.
get over that.
That's true.
Yeah, so he does point. He says,
Yeah.
we need access for these things.
Yeah. I'd have a look at the topography because it is a topo map or.
It's
No,
not. It's
it's
like
an
it's an AA driving map.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I'm trying to remember. So we're at Mirawai kind of
Yep.
area, and above that is Helen.
Yeah.
So maybe we could try someone in
Helensville's where the pool, the spa pool is where the green stripes take you out.
That's
The
right.
green stripes are. Yeah. Well, obviously, the truck has made a new road. That goes up most of the way. The
We might
road,
go avoid
the
that.
road is between us and the Red Hands. So we would probably have a point along the road because I can use my navigator ability to.
So just
to have a
not
look
near
at
the
map.
pits, the deep
Yeah,
pits.
on the other side of the pits. So effectively, they could come down from the north, and before it gets to the pits, before it gets to our actual territory, there'll be a spot there that
Okay.
I'll be able to pick out and mark.
Yeah, and if there's some sort of landmark, like a house or whatever, small
So,
township.
so pretty much in that valley between you and the Red Hands.
Yep.
Close enough to your
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Well,
Away from a decent distance away from. The,
but not near
pits.
the barrels.
okay. They do say they have traded with the Red Hands before, so they don't expect any problems there. And they're on their way down to Kingsland anyway, so they'll make a stop before they get there.
What did you trade with them?
Mainly meat. They're also keen on some weapons, mainly just big sticks and things. Some clothing for their daytime excursions.
Right, so that's where they've been getting it from. Okay.
Out of character, so you said it goes, their lines go south off the map.
Yes, so
Does that mean their trade lines go through
the
the
blast zone.
blast zone?
that's what it looks like.
Huh.
Although, and it clearly doesn't go across Auckland Harbour Bridge.
Yeah.
It cuts across the west. So,
Yeah.
so because he says he's going to Kingsland, it goes from there.
Oh, it's the western motorway.
Yeah.
Yes, that goes around. Yeah. So if you've been south, how bad are things out by the city? What was?
We try and stay away. We still have some sources of energy for our Geiger counters, so we know where not to go. But it's been enough time that we can get fairly deep in. Other than stupid people, it's just the unborn in there.
Yeah. Right. Okay.
Well,
So stay away.
shit. I mean, maybe if they are heading south, we can travel alongside them, head back down our way.
Yep.
That
We
is- that
can
is an option.
we can call ahead when
Yeah.
we get close enough. We can contact
Get them to
home base.
prepare things.
Yeah, strength in numbers. I don't see why not.
Limbo.
Yeah.
And also just let them know to prepare some of the goods.
And yeah, I mean, we sort of traded with the Red Hands, but so far it's just kind of been a one-way transaction of meat, roasted.
Oh.
They like it.
Yeah.
He
I just
calls
as soon as he give Callum just a little squeeze.
As soon as you say that, he does just go, "Thank you for letting me know," and he walks quickly away and confers with some other people. And go,
Listen, they're giving us a lot here.
No. I just.
I wasn't
didn't
gonna
want
say
to-
I don't see that. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm not stupid.
Look,
That's
you
it.
know,
That is-
we haven't been around other people for 20 years.
I know, but that's we have in a community, but we're all like
Exactly.
weird and shit.
Well, yeah.
But no, that was sort of like a. This is a gesture of goodwill.
Yeah. Oh, no.
Of
That's fine.
we're giving you
Yeah.
information,
Yeah.
and hopefully they will give us some fruit.
Yeah, I mean they've been answering stuff that we've asked them.
Yeah,
about
no,
doing
exactly.
Shit, so.
No, 100%.
So on his way back, they seem to have already the Paradise and the Nomads have made their transaction. So the Nomads help George get everything back into the butchers, and they load up all their goods. Matilda comes back to let you know that she's going to have lunch, rest the ostriches, and then Oliver will take them all down south. Upon hearing this, Matthew does say that there is trouble between here and Kingsland. The King's men is looking for paradise, and they've got problems up ahead, he says, with a very emphasis on that word. To which Oliver and Matilda just say, as long as they don't bother us, they know the rules. We won't bother them.
We need to know what the rules are. We need to figure out what all these rules are.
Matthew does say they are currently disarming a bomb, and since we haven't heard anything, that at least should be taken care of. And it's free to the nomads if they want it.
The bomb.
Yes.
Fair.
We might be able to have a bit of a look at the innards. If we can talk to the unknown guy, Balaclava, on the way back, we might be able to pass that information on to Verdant. Give him a better chance.
Yeah.
Do the nomads know how to disarm the bombs, or is they relying on...
You asking me, GM, or Matilda, Oliver, Matthew?
Yeah, asking the group.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes to all of those things.
It was just sort of a question out to the group, because there is potentially the other one on the way down.
Matthew just says, since we were there already, gesture of good faith. Okay. Matilda invites you for lunch, since you're all walking down.
Jeez, we'd be lucky.
Yeah. And they set up a campfire, and they bring out an old, long griddle plate, cast iron griddle plate that they've nicked from some restaurant. And to everyone's great joy, they crack open some ostrich eggs, and you've got a massive
Holy
omelette steak, mate.
Jesus. I would definitely, I'd obviously take off my respirator mask for this. I would try to make sure that I'm always keeping my tattoo covered, the crescent with the marks. And I'd make sure that Richie's doing the same.
I've literally not come back here in 20 years.
So yeah, it's very covered.
Let's trim the ends, dude.
Apart from that, because you would have insisted.
Yeah.
It's just healthy and long and greasy. You know?
Yeah.
Slightly longer.
You just got like a we probably would have tattooed over them.
Could have already in
Yeah.
time, 20 years.
Yeah.
We've got ink and stuff, so we probably could have figured out some tattooing.
Yeah, it could have made cool face tattoos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, they bring in some other bits and bobs, and you see meat on there that they're also frying up. Some veggies and some of the fruit that they just acquired gets cut up, and all 30 people have a very healthy, not a big lunch, but enough to keep everyone going. Cider is also passed around.
I feel like the joy from having something very different and haven't tasted these fruits in 20 years would be enough to sustain.
I would definitely,
forever.
offer to share some of the rice wine that I have.
They gladly accept anything you.
I'm trying to think if there's anything that I have on.
I mean, we have our rations, which is like food from home. It's dried stuff for travel, so it's not
Just chewy and
They are, if you do mention it, they are interested in seeing what it is and how you made it.
Yeah, I'd be happy to show them. I kind of pick it apart and they'd be explaining that there's a mixture in there. It's effectively it's weird pemmican, in that it's going to be made from the freshwater crayfish, but then also mashed in with potato and
Oh, sorry.
and
For a second, I thought you were still talking about the rice wine. I was like, we're making crayfish in the rice wine? What the fuck?
Right. No.
They do want your tofu as well. Sorry. Just
Oh, right. Okay.
So as you sit down and a teenage girl writes down everything you're talking about how to make the pemmican. But as you
Yeah, sorry, something that I do have. I have one of the books from the cabin, the batch.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever. I don't
Did I
remember.
need a Sesame Street DVD?
There's Peppa Pig.
I don't remember what the books were, but I have
I think you just took a bunch.
I took a bunch, but I would have had one with me just to read. seeing that they can like read and write and everything, I will offer up one of those books.
Okay.
See if they're interested.
To give or just to like, haha, I've got a book?
I was just like, what would you trade for this kind of thing?
Matilda instantly just grabs an ostrich egg and says, you can have 2 of these for that.
Fantastic. Cool. Already read that one, so.
I carefully help package
Yeah,
them into
okay.
your pack.
Okay. And she does say if you want to keep it intact, drill the top, drill the bottom, and the egg will come out.
Thank you. I've done that a very, very long time ago. Not with ostrich eggs, but yeah, the traditional Ukrainian egg making thing. Anyway, it's been a long time.
Right. And as you sit down and enjoy this nice ostrich omelette with a fruit salad and fruit cider, that's where we will take a nice little break ourselves. Okay, and as lunch ends, everything is cleared away. You can see that there's literally no scraps left over. Even things like the ostrich shells are taken, washed, and put away. Nothing, there's no waste whatsoever.
Nice.
Curious, as they pack away, you can see them like hitching back up the ostriches. The guys at the rickshaws get back their harnesses onto pull. You see that everyone removes the bits of blue they had on them and start replacing them with bits of green.
I thought
And
so.
Oliver gets his makeup reapplied, his getting all back up in white, and where he had all those blue tusk marks over him, he now gets 3 stripes of green on his arms, on his legs, over his face, his chest, before he picks up a big, nice whacking stick and heads to the front of the convoy.
I guess that's why they haven't had problems with the red.
Yeah.
Can I, as that's going on, I want to ask, what was her name again? Began with an M, the chick that was running the...
Matilda.
Yeah, Matilda. And ask you, you said you've done trading with them before. How do you go about communicating the trades? Have you learnt their ways, or have you got other methods for...
She says, we leave out what we want to give them, and through some harsh trial and error, we've taught them that if they want what we have, they have to provide what we want.
What do you get from them?
Mostly things that they pick up from the bodies they kill or from the places they've gone to. Other times there are ways that they can provide information, what's ahead, if they're scared enough of something or angry enough at something. But mostly it's the things that they find, which, as curious as they can be, as things that we often overlook, or things we're not brave enough to go into the crevices and the cracks in buildings to go find.
Mm. Yeah.
That's a good plan.
It's really interesting for them. It's kind of understanding the value over these different things they find through us. You know, 'cause they probably don't even know what they are or what they function at a lot of the time. But they understand.
You're
the
like, they seem to like
importance
this.
through How much goods they get back in advance. You know, it's kind of cool. It's interesting.
They're a lot more advanced than I think we thought that they were.
Yeah.
And so you don't usually have direct contact with them, it's a dead drop style trade.
Oh no, they see us and we see them. Sometimes there are some negotiation about what their things are worth.
Alright.
The changing of the colors, they accept that?
We change well before they see us.
Right.
We're heading into the green area now, so before we get there we change to green, and before we hit the red we change into red.
Right. Might be a good idea for us to get like armbands or something.
Yeah.
Switch them out.
And they trade dye as well, so
Yeah.
useful for something like
We have yellow dye, but I think the yellow circles are kind of...
Oh yeah, yeah, if you have yellow you don't need it. They are now red.
Well, I mean, you can use the yellow with blue and then the green. All right.
Right. So slowly but surely, a convoy sets back up. Matthew and George, they say their goodbyes to Matilda and Oliver, and they come over to you and just let you know that they're returning to Paradise, and they'll pick up George along the way, but they won't be going back the same way that you all came. So you're should be in good hands, maybe, hopefully, perhaps, with the nomads, or you can find your own way home, but they won't be going anywhere close to the way they came.
Just before we go, I'm just gonna pull Scott aside and ask him if he thinks that we should share our radio frequency with them.
Yeah, we made it public on the beach, so yeah.
Well.
We've got a frequency. If you're close and if you have radios, you should be able to contact us.
Okay.
If you're out on the coast, signal should carry.
Very well. He makes a note of it and says,
Yeah.
we'll see how far it can, if we can reach you. Otherwise, if we're ever further south in the Reds, then we'll make contact.
All right.
Okay. He also does say, if and when we do send anyone down south, we'll give you a heads up before we come.
Thank
Appreciate it. All right.
you. Yeah,
Safe
once we
travels.
get close, we'll have to give our people a
Yep.
heads up. Let them know that we're coming with a troop of.
Yep.
Get the salt.
Well, a few things. First of
Yeah.
all will be, hey, whatever you do, don't touch the barrels, but also send Verdant out to go and touch the barrels.
And Van's like, all right.
Or I think the nomads will be passing over top of them, won't they?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah, they'll be going along the same way the barrels are. Yeah.
Yeah. Want to get to them. Well, yeah, I mean, I guess if they have dealt with them before, but yeah.
We'll see. Right.
Right, so the convoy heads off, and it does go at a fairly slow pace, with everyone and everything included. Oliver takes the lead again, but since it is a fairly safer area, he sends a few of the ostrich with some teenage boys up ahead, and just to give it a quick scout, and because, those things can go like 40 km an hour easily.
I also want an ostrich. I'm lying.
Also, it's perfect because they're not mammals. They're like the perfect mounts.
Yeah.
Because a horse,
miss
there's
my
always
horse.
a risk.
I
Yeah.
miss my horse.
Yeah. They're kind of like those things in Star Wars. Remember Ewoks ride those and everything?
It was like, yeah, little kids with guns and ostriches. That's how you win the
question.
apocalypse.
These eggs that I've been given. Fertilized or not?
If you asked, they wouldn't be, no.
Damn it. Our ostrich.
Hey, I mean, they might have enough to trade one.
Yeah, true.
I'm sure that would take a lot of goods, though.
It would.
It would take a lot of
I don't expect that.
Maybe save on their lives or something, maybe.
Yeah. Come, I'm ready. I'm ready.
While we're walking, I just want to have a look at the rest of the people that are in the troop, just to see what kind of weaponry or self-defense tools that they have with them.
They do all carry some form of metallic melee weapon, whether that's something like a hatchet, or some of them have got spears, some have got pretty much a good old mace, which as you can see is like a spiky ball on a long stick. Things like the hatchets and stuff are old world things.
Yeah.
While you can see a lot of it has been made.
Yeah.
Some of them have spears and the like. Range weapons, almost everyone that's walking around seems to have either a rifle or something like a crossbow or a bow.
Yeah.
But they don't seem to be actively got them strung and things. They're fairly relaxed, not expecting any danger. So it's not long as you walk back down this valley road that the two kids and ostriches come back, and they report that the bombs are there. They meet the guy, Mr. Balaclava. He says it is disarmed and we can load him up. To which Oliver calls back to Matilda, and she says we can grab him on the way back. They're not going to go anywhere, but they just move him into the brush before someone activates it again, and they'll just take the trigger from it, so it's inert.
Good plan.
I'd always be keeping an eye out for, on our journeys as well, just certain types of plants and materials.
I want to see if I can find that mint.
yeah, or just the stuff like that would be great to propagate, but also like just for building materials. Like I know there was a lot of around our area. There was a lot of burning, so there probably isn't. But there are still some forests, and obviously it's grown a lot since then. So like keeping an eye out, especially for bamboo, because it does like obviously it's introduced, but because it grows. As soon as people do start growing it in areas, it just goes crazy. It grows like a foot a day. So those are just great for bows, for construction and stuff like that.
Okay.
Always make you do
Roll an
that.
investigate.
Do I get
You're in the woods.
Yeah, I get a plus, eh?
There you go, plus 25,
So investigate, did you say? Yeah.
Yeah.
So 65.
For
Nice.
40. Okay, roll luck plus 40.
Plus 40, 80. 31.
So it was not bad. So as you walk and you get close, up ahead you see the truck. First and foremost, you see the truck. But you also know that's where that stream goes closest. And you can see on this side of the stream, not next to the truck, but coming up towards it, is a grove of bamboo.
Sweet.
That's
Does it seem like they are planning to just go straight past the truck?
the truck. So as you go, the truck is parked up against the forest line, and so it has pulled off the grassy road.
But they are planning to go past.
You presume so, but it is. I mean, like it's. Oh, so sorry. Yes, they are going to walk past them, but there's
Yeah.
space enough. But I mean, you don't know if they're going to stop and have a chat. But they are going to go straight down this road.
Yeah, it's just we kind of stand out.
Yeah. Yeah. As we start getting a little bit close to that area,
Yeah, we
I
go
just kind
around.
of say, yeah, let's just try and stay on the other side of the caravan as much as possible.
Yeah, so we're on the side that they can't see, if possible. Because it's like this is the convoy, and this is the truck, and we're on that side. So, or are they walking around
What the?
the kings?
They're still far away because like you just saw them, and this is a fairly straight road, so you can see them coming well before they might pick you out of the crowd.
Right.
However, as you try and move onto like the left side, as they will, the truck will be on the right side. Oliver does stop you and say, "No, rules are rules. You do not blend in. We do not harbor fugitives. We do not harbor any people who are not part of us. Your problems with these men are your problems with these men.
That's fair.
So up in front."
Right.
Okay. Well, we don't have any problems with them yet.
Nope.
Keep it that way.
Along the way, you said that there was a wetland sort of area.
Yeah, so that's
Where's
on
that?
your right, on the other side of the stream that you were following.
Okay.
Sorry, the wetlands, proper wetlands, that's back at the estuary. So this is just a stream that leads to
Oh,
the
okay.
estuary.
All right. That's fine.
So where you saw the Matthew paddleboard.
Okay. I can find flex wherever. So
Yeah.
all good.
So that's past this one. First, past the truck. As you get a little bit closer, you can see commotion from the truck. Not a lot, but you've seen them.
Yeah.
They've seen you. They've seen the big convoy. So you see quite a few men hop off the top. Well, not jump off. They climb down a wee little ladder. And there is now a little group of about 5 men stretched across the grassy road, straight in front of where you will be going.
All right.
And they are all, you can easily see through binoculars, and when you get closer, well armed, all patched up.
You got guns or?
Yes.
Yeah.
So they've got shotguns and hunting rifles.
Yeah. Same ones that we saw before.
Yeah.
Same ones that are on guard, or have they swapped rotation?
Some of them have are ones who were on guard. Some of them were the ones you saw sitting on top.
Cool.
But you saw 6, and then you can only see 5 now.
Yeah.
Well, it's not like we're hiding.
Yeah, we'll just
anything.
be lowering our weapons.
Last question I'd have is the one that's missing right now. I'm trying to count the amount of weapons that they have. Is anyone with a rifle missing?
No, so there's one with one that.
One rifle,
so
2
you.
shotguns.
Yeah, so there was 1 rifle, 2 shotguns. There is 1 rifle, 4 shotguns now.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
So you don't know what the missing man has.
Yeah. All good.
So what do you want to do? Because the convoy is slowly going, but they have given you space to show that there is no affiliation other than you're walking the same road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
We're just walking.
Yeah. Stay close by. Let them do their thing.
Okay, but you're going to
Nothing
hit them
on track.
first before
Yeah.
the convoy does, since you're ahead.
Yeah.
We're just passing through.
Yeah.
Okay, as you get within earshot, one of the men walk forward, hold up their hand, and say, "Far enough."
We're just passing through.
From where to where?
What direction are we going?
South.
Southwest.
Yeah, so I'd say roughly the direction that we've come from, knowing the direction that we've come from, heading south. I'd say heading through green, down to red territory.
And what are you looking for in red territory?
Traveling. We're travelers.
Packing a light for all the way going down there?
And we can live off the land.
And what do you have to pay the toll?
How much is the toll?
How much do you have? The convoy behind you has come to a stop. Like, they don't keep going, they've stopped.
Yeah.
Just throw it at his face.
No,
There you go.
will just like go to like move my backpack around so they know that I'm not taking out a weapon or whatever, and take out one of the ostrich eggs.
He takes it, thank you, and he just holds it up behind him. And the guy comes walking up and takes it. Do you have any visible weapons on you?
I've just got my bow on the back, so, and like, knife.
I have my sling, which is wrapped around me. It's like a belt.
Yeah,
and I've got a knife, a dagger that's hidden away.
I don't know how visible it would be, but there's a sword behind my back.
No, that's fine. Any guns?
I've got a gun, but I left it back.
No gun.
Yeah.
No, okay, that's fine.
No
Just
firearms.
melee weapon.
Yeah.
No, I have
Still got a few
crossbow.
bullets.
That's it.
Saving that from whenever we need it.
Do you have the crossbow with you?
I'm not sure because I have my sling, so I probably wouldn't have the crossbow with me because I have like light gear because we're just doing a day trip. So yeah, probably a sling, and a sword. Yeah, maybe my axe. Yeah.
Okay. No, that's fine. That's fine. They're not gonna take that. If you had a gun, they would have taken the gun.
Don't have any guns.
I had that gun for more than a few decades. I'm glad I didn't break it. Would have been so sad.
Okay. He seems to be weighing his options, but then looking behind you, he goes, "We'll see you when you get back." Off you go.
A nod.
As you walk past the length of the truck, you can still hear those sounds of muffled screaming and banging on the inside of the trailer. And you can see that as you get to the end of it, looking back, you can see something is impacting those doors, and they do like shudder each time this thing just goes.
Walking, just keep walking.
Yeah, carry past it always. Does it look like the traders are going to be stopping?
They so once you look back, you can see Matilda's gotten off one of the big wagons, and she's had a chat with the man, and they have maybe like 30 seconds to a minute long chat, and then he just goes, yeah, okay. And he just lets him pass. Nothing exchanged between them.
Interesting.
Right. Well, because I guess they're heading down to their territory anyway.
Yeah.
They don't have much to trade up this way.
They're going to go and give them stuff down there, so...
Yeah.
Alas, one of my eggs.
At least we know. Toll equals 1 egg.
One large egg.
One large egg.
I
It's
think,
equivalent to 12 eggs.
I think in general, it might be worth us, when we're out here in the future, to have something that we're willing to pass
Of
up.
value.
Just in case we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone just rolled perception flat, plus 10 for you two and your perk.
It's a 48 success for me.
Yep.
They all 94.
It's been a perceptive day for Scott.
So wait, is it plus 10 or plus 20?
Plus 10.
Plus 10.
Yeah, no.
Okay. No. Right, Douglas. So you all keep walking, convoy picks back up. Maybe 10 minutes past that, you see a flicker off to your right where the stream in the forest is. And you can just see like someone just taking off, like a ghillie suit, standing behind a tree so they're not not visible to the truck. And then just giving you a thumbs up and a salute.
Yeah. Nice.
Do we
Okay.
recognize it as either?
No, the guy you don't recognize. No.
Yeah.
A bit too far away, I think.
Okay, so unless you
I would just kind of like, quietly mention to the others that we got some folks and ghillies in the woods.
Yeah.
Cool. Honestly, feel like that was the best way that it could have gone.
Yeah. I think so too.
By the time you get down to the wetlands, the estuary where you'd have to turn south, the convoy's caught back up. Well, not going. One of the ostrich boys caught up with you and said that, from what Oliver said, don't come back this way. Don't know much more, but Oliver said if you're coming back up, don't come back this way.
Okay. Don't use the
road.
truck road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Take that into consideration.
I will make a physical note of that in my book. In game.
Alright.
I'll get stuck to write because I don't have any writing material. I'll just come to.
Do we have a map?
Yeah.
Yep, you do.
Maybe mark it on the map as well.
Yeah, I'd get him to mark where the bamboo plantation was.
Yep. I've got that marked here as well. So
Nice.
yeah. Don't take road north of
That road.
green into blue territory, right?
Yeah.
The kid also does say that it's going to take them a while to walk through Helensville because it's windy roads, it's the township itself, and they'll have to deal with the greens. So if you've got a spot and he sees you with your map that you want to meet up with them, they can meet up there. Or if you want to just wait for them back where you agreed with Oliver.
If we go ahead, we'll have more time to prepare for them. So
And we don't really have any green on us and stuff, so.
Yeah, they've seen us before,
yeah.
and it didn't go well.
Yeah.
So.
I assume the rules that they were referring to would mean that we would still have to stay clear as you went through green, and so therefore wouldn't have any of your.
yeah,
Okay.
that's fair. We'll carry on ahead. We'll have trade goods ready
Okay.
once you get there.
Right. The kid says should be first thing tomorrow morning at the long
Sounds
walk.
good. All right. It gives us time. Speaking of time, what is the time of day? Because I
Okay.
know we set off in the
Like-
morning, first thing this morning
Yes,
at
it's
dawn.
probably
But
like late afternoon.
Yeah, so this is probably about 2-ish since you had lunch there and then you started
Yeah.
walking back. So it's getting there, and you know it's about a 2-hour hike back to home base.
yeah. So I kind of pull everyone into a bit of a huddle. I think our best shot is to get back to the coast as soon as possible.
Yep.
Carry on down that way. We can stop by the tree, see if anything else has happened there.
The tree was further up.
Which tree specifically?
So that's where we left the engraving of
Right.
the radio on the wall.
Yeah.
And then carry on our way back down towards home.
Is the tree above or below us?
Trees to the north of you.
Yeah,
Okay,
to the
cool.
north. Yeah,
Alright.
yeah. Most things.
I wasn't sure if you
South of us, we start to get towards
cliff.
Mirawai and towards where the house was. Which
Dan,
I was just trying to get my head around some of the geography of where we've been. From where we left this morning, from the diner and all that, we sort of just kept going north until we met the
east. So you went
East.
east, northeast. So
east, north. Yeah.
yeah, so you went there. There's a bay that starts just above Helensville, and on the west coast of that bay was the cafe. You just scooched back across to Helensville,
Yeah.
and then head east north.
So we're in north green territory and then went
yeah. So
east northeast and
back from when you met those two chaps the first time at the aerodrome. The aerodrome is sort of the furthest
yeah.
north that the greens go.
And when we got to the meetup site with the nomads where they did their trading, they said the nomads were coming from the north,
So they were coming from Silverdale, which is
Yeah.
flat out east.
yeah,
flat out east. Okay.
But
So
they
it's-
do. But when you look at their map, they do go from the north down on the east coast to
Yeah.
Silverdale and then swing
So I'm
it.
just trying to get so it was east of that location that they said they hadn't touched anything infected, unborn. Because they said be careful when we go up that way looking for them because they hadn't cleared
Yeah.
that
So
area.
so Paradise cleared only up to that township.
Yeah.
Pacappa.
Yeah.
yeah. There's a few
I'm just trying to get
towns.
just a mental picture of the area that they have cleared.
So as far east, so that's from there, and then just north of Helensville is where they've cleared. You don't know how far north they've
Yeah.
cleared, but you know somewhere around there is where they are.
Gives us a rough idea of some of their borders.
Something that I would like to do as we're walking is to find if there's any I mean, everything's super overgrown, but find any sort of fronds or whatever, big plants that I could potentially, that are green, that I could potentially make into like little armbands or something for us, just as
a token gesture.
I would prefer not to see the greens at all, but if they do see us, that we have something on us that is referring back to them or whatever.
I wouldn't make you roll for that unless you really want to, just because big green plants, since it's now all overgrown forest on the and a lot of it would be, you know, imported pea species. Yeah, those big leafy stuff at the bottom. But you find it in every garden
in your pockets.
Yeah. So you find in most gardens.
Sweet.
You'll find.
Just to like do a quick little braided thing, just to like put around as like armbands, just in case.
Yeah.
And then we take them off once we get to red territory.
We're going to have to go through the woods at some point to get out towards the coast. If we encounter anything, speed can only get us so far. If we aren't outnumbered, we all push in together, take care of the threat, and then move on if we can.
Yep.
We can get one person pinning down whatever it is that's causing us trouble. That's going to give us a weapon a shot.
Yeah, I'd rather not get my problems fitting again.
We avoid that as much as we can. But if we're outnumbered, that's when we got to use speed, get away, split. And if we do get split up, we move back out of the tree.
Yep.
Wait until nightfall, or rather, not until nightfall. Wait until the sun's starting to get low. If we're not back, make it back home. We'll send out a search crew the day afterwards.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that'll be the meeting spot. Even the day afterwards, that's where we can reconvene. If you can't, for whatever reason, make it back home.
But let's try not to.
Yeah. Just good to be prepared in case the worst happens.
So,
Heads up.
luckily for you, nothing untoward's happened, other than seeing a few of the unborn, seeing some shamblers in the fields. You make it back through to red territory fairly easily. You've been here, this is like, what, your 4th, 5th trip through this territory, so you know where to go and how to avoid them. And you know they're pretty much based in Helensville itself, around that spa pool center.
Okay.
Once you get back near the tree, once you go up that little hill, mountainy, rangey thing, 2 things happen. One, to the south, even though it's a nice clear day, you see a haze in the distance down south, almost like smog, low-lying smog. Not as thick as smog, but it's incongruous with the nice sunny, clear, no windy day.
So like potentially an explosion happened?
That, or does it look like when a whole heap of pines release spores in one go?
Also used to both. You also get a call on the radio.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And whomever calls you has been trying to reach you for quite a while, and now at your end, they're very happy. They pass off to one of the other council members.
Yeah.
It's say Jake's there, and Jake says that stay along the coast, stay as far stay on the coast, stay low, stay out of the wind. One of the unborn went to the barrels and it exploded, and that thing seems to have been full of undead body parts and spores. The whole valley is
shit. I thought it was going to be something to do with the bag, the field of because that was near where the barrels were as well. But
no.
So
all right, check your seals.
The valley is covered in spores and beds of
Shit.
and covered in like blobs of undead and unborn meat.
The travelers, though, they're gonna see it, though.
Yeah, they'll see it from a distance. They'll be aware.
Yeah.
You don't have any other way of contacting them right now, and heading back that way is going to cost us a lot of time.
No, it's not worth it.
Our meeting point is north of there.
Okay.
So, but it's still in the valley. So,
I think if they see it, they'll backtrack or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Let's keep to the coast, not too close to the water. Check our seats.
I'm just going to try and I'm going to look at the sky. I'm going to try and take in the surroundings of where I am right now. I'm going to try and see if I can figure out, because I know we're in that position there. I'm trying to figure out from the position where we are right now how long it might take me to get to the truck trail that went north from there.
Oh, like a jog 10-15 minutes? Because the truck trail runs straight in the middle of that
Oh,
valley.
you're wanting to put something there?
I'm gonna put a note, something to warn them, just to let them know.
Yeah, good plan.
That the valley's filled with spores.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. I'm gonna take a page out my notebook, tear it, put it down, write out a quick warning saying, valley. Yeah. Valley.
It's a big frowny face.
Valley filled with spores. Take caution ahead. Move slowly. I didn't really tell them who we were. I didn't tell them limbo or anything.
No.
I'll just say goggles. Because we all have, eye protection of some kind, like shaded eye protection. And I will try and find somewhere that is relatively visible along that trail. I'll just tell the others I'm going to be 10 minutes flight.
Yeah. Since you're on the hill, you're
Yeah.
able to keep an eye on him for
Yeah.
the binoculars and things.
Yeah, and I'll jog down and I'll find a good spot and get it held in place. What I'd probably do actually is put it on the floor on the road and just put a rock and then try and find another rock and just stack a few just to make it visible and be like, there's something there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the plan.
Cool.
As he goes down, and you keep an eye on him, but also you've got now a little bit of free time, you can see that cloud. It's just like hanging there because it's like nicely in between the valley, and it's sunny day, not a cloud in the sky, and the wind is nowhere to be seen.
Yay! That's good.
It's just like hanging there, and from distance, it doesn't look like yellow. It looks like just like a very pale beige. It looks like dust more than anything else.
I mean, since we're spending time waiting for Scott anyway, just spend some time with scopes or binoculars and have a look in that cloud's direction and see if there's anything going on around the cloud that we can see or how thick it is.
It's not too thick, but it does obscure vision enough that when you see people moving around within that cloud, you're not sure whether they're unborn or not. You can't quite see what they're doing. You do see just the shapes.
Flash red every once in a while.
More just the dark, almost like the shadow
Just
type
a silhouette
things.
of...
Yeah, you do see silhouettes moving through within that cloud.
Does it seem like frenzied movement or just...
It's... No one's running around, if that's what you mean.
Oh, they're just like, yum, 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 yum. Flesh bits.
Okay. Yep, about, let's say half an hour, 50 minutes down, 50 minutes back. Out of breath, but you make it.
Notes in place.
Alright, let's move quickly.
Yeah, back to the coast like Jake said.
Should we stop at the tree?
I'm going to try and fill them in as best I can, as much as I can. I'm going to try and do so using the kind of click communication that we have
Morse code.
over the road. Yeah, Morse code. To say that we've made contact with another group, traders. They want to trade, and effectively what we're looking at trading.
They'll be here tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll be here tomorrow. Effectively, I'm not going to give them everything, just the details of traders, and effectively our estimated arrival time of
An hour.
maybe an hour or two from now.
Okay.
To effectively prep the front.
Yeah. Jake says there's been not a lot of movement on the home front. They saw the unborn. They dipped out of sight. They can't really see properly down to the valley. Boom. And then the cloud has pretty much obscured most of what the periscope can see.
Okay.
They haven't heard much of anything on the radio. Indistinct chatter, which I suspect is from the Kingsmen. Otherwise, they haven't had any incursions from the Red Hands. So it's been fairly quiet since you've left.
The final clicks that I'll send through are just to check filtration.
Oh, yeah,
Make sure
that
the
they've been
airways are
doing.
clear. Yeah. Okay. All right. To to the coast then. And from here we can see the coast as well.
Yeah, so you're on top of the little hill
Yeah.
looking it down.
Coast is looking clear, not seeing any vessels moving out or anything like that.
Roll luck.
Alright, here we go. Let's get lucky.
You can always use a.
I can, I've only got 3 of those.
Yeah, no one's used one of
Yeah, no one's
use it.
using
Oh,
it
yeah.
today.
You know what? Yeah, sure. I'll use one in advance here. I'm going to give that an extra 25. So that's going to make it 65.
If it's doing me as well.
Yeah, 75.
75. I'm feeling lucky. Oh, I'm feeling extra lucky. That's a 10.
Oh, not bad. So you can see in the distance, looking south, not out into the open ocean,
Yeah.
but along the coast, you can see what you think is the boat that left from Bethel's,
Yeah.
going back down south.
Okay, cool. So it's ahead of us. That's good.
Yeah, so it's ages away. Like it's not you can run and catch up to the bloody thing.
Yeah,
But you can see like the wake it's left.
Yeah.
It has come from the north. The wake doesn't head all the way up to where you are in the tree, so you presume it came up further north, but it could have stopped anywhere.
Yeah.
You know what? That's good because if there's anything in the ocean that's out to get us right now, it's gonna go for the boat because it's loud and
That's true.
you know everything. So yeah, make our way along the beach.
Yeah. Okay. Up and out.
You don't meet anything along the way. It's getting on to mid-afternoon, maybe 4 or 5, but it's still fairly sunny, and you're on the sunset side of the hill, so you get the full sun. So none of the critters and creatures come out of the woodworks. So you make it down all the way through back to Limbo in one piece, safe and sound.
Hot damn. Checkpoint.
Ah.
And by this point, by the time you get here, that boat has already gone around the cliff.
Cool. Right. Good.
So Jane.
I'll give
Yeah,
I'll give the knocks on the front. Let them know it's clear and open up. Get into the first.
Handprint's still there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hasn't been refreshed or anything.
Close it up. And as soon as we're in the actual front containment,
It's not
quarantine, yeah, I'm gonna have a full breakdown. We can. No, I really finally made it back.
Sucks.
I'm holding myself together. No, I'll go through a breakdown of everything that we learned. I would tell Jake, Nick, and the others that that paradise effectively was made by red and green. Green might still be around.
Great.
See, this is
Green's dead.
confusing because I'm thinking about the green stripes
No, I
with the
know.
red heads.
Yeah.
Green's dead.
Green is
might be
dead.
around.
New green is in control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Little green.
We
green.
weren't told anything about Red.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then also about the nomads, effectively what we're hoping to get from them, and also what they're hoping to get from us as well. So if we could, start to try and prepare to try and keep some of the freshwater crayfish alive, and also some eels as well. A method in which we'd be able to keep them, just using plastic tubs, filling them up with water, keeping them in there for a little while. And that tomorrow morning, the traders were planning on coming to a certain point on the map, and I'd show them through the thing where it is.
Can you imagine someone just hands you a water bowl and it's got an eel in it?
Yeah,
There you go.
it's hydration and nutrition.
They were like, how the hell does it get in there?
Yeah. They're just like model ships. You have
Yeah.
to-
You freeze the eel so it gets really small, and then you
everything.
Yeah. So Jake, while he talks to you, a lot of other people listening as well, once he say like, we need this,
And
then
then
we
I'll just
start heading
hold
back.
the egg up to the viewing thing, and everyone's like, "Ooh!"
Praise the egg.
look at this great thing that most of you can't try because there's only so many.
Well, we've already had eggs, so we can split it up.
Make it go
between-
on.
Everyone gets like a spoonful of
Yeah.
ostrich. So they said easily done. They'll get everything that Limbo's comfortable with giving away. You don't want to give literally every single crayfish and eel away, or all your salt. But with what you've said that we can expect from them, yeah, they'll see that everything is good to go while you stay in quarantine for the night. Yeah. One thing that Jake does ask is like, where you meet them could be well within the cloud of spores by tomorrow. So what's your plan B?
Plan B, we could get ahead of it We were able to make it around it on foot. We just have to kind of cross a little bit through the gorse. We might even be able to cut ourselves a different path.
So wait, get there before they get into the cloud.
Yeah. I've given them a warning. They know that there's going to be spores in the valley.
They
Whether
did
or
say
not-
that they were going to contact us as well before they got to us.
No, that was Paradise.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Right.
Yeah. And I'd also explain about the barrels that they have been dropped off in other locations as well. Gifts, presents, as Paradise called them. Yeah.
So I
But-
thought that we had given the nomads.
I gave the radio signal to the Paradise folks to
I thought
to
it was to
Matthew.
the nomads.
No,
Sorry.
Matthew.
But yeah, I'll say the plan should be that we get stuff out tomorrow morning. We're still geared up. We're good to go. If some extra food's drop through here, the supplies as well.
Got a lot to carry if just with you four.
Yeah,
exactly.
we're gonna need some more people.
Well, if others are good to come out, we didn't have any encounters with infected. We stayed well away from the spore cloud. We should be totally clear. We should be totally good. So if there's volunteers that are willing to come along with us to be able to take goods out.
Somebody who might be able to fix things. That was one of the things that they wanted to trade was repairs.
Yep, Jen's got good expertise when it comes to blacksmithing and tool working, so maybe if we had her along for the ride.
Yeah, maybe Jake and Nick too.
Yeah.
Not too many people.
To get everything there, you'll need about, let's say, 6 more people.
Yeah.
Too bad our little Land Rover isn't working yet, huh?
Well,
So, because that thing is so slow, it's so
Yeah,
funny.
to me, that
Weeks.
is also something that is on the list of things to do, is to get parts for that to
Yeah.
be able to get it going. We just need to have a working battery
Yeah.
and a few other bits and pieces to be able to get it actually moving. A converted excavator rover.
It's very slow though.
Not necessarily, because the engine that's on there is for a much, much bigger machine,
Yeah.
so it can drive.
It would be just be
Pretty
loud
quickly.
as hell.
Yeah, very
Yeah.
loud.
Yeah.
That's the problem.
Yeah. So yeah, that'd be the plan. So we'll bunk down for the night.
Okay. So you've got
At least
you
the rest
have
of
an
the time.
uncomfortable sleep in the quarantine room.
Yeah.
Well, the other 6 people, Jane, Jake, and Nick among them, they get everything sorted tomorrow. Their own kit. They make sure there's 10 backpacks and rucksacks filled as much to the brim, other than the goods you need, that you can carry along. All the salt, the
We'll
lime.
leave the egg here.
Yeah, was it? What do we say? Salt, lime, crayfish, eels, and some linen/clothing.
Yeah, fabric.
Yeah.
Fabric.
But a lot of the stuff is scavenged.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I'm gonna put on the little like
Oh, and potatoes and mushrooms. And
weaving like harakiki kind of like cape thing I've been making for a while, just like to put on attached to the my army gear, just so because it makes, if you put it over you, it makes for a good like standstill ghillie suit really. Like, just like camouflage. If you're lying on the grass, chuck just
Yeah.
put it over yourself. So just
Very
attach
nice.
that to the suit.
I'm trying to think if there's anything else that we can potentially use. Not this time around. Probably need a little bit more time to prepare.
Yeah. I mean, variety in food would be great.
And just if we've got any like vitamins as well, like long-lasting stuff. If they happen to have any medicines.
So if they've got fruit, we can can it, and that will last us a lot
Yeah, we can
longer.
pack a lot of stuff too.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. I'm gonna take off my ridiculously, encumbersome amount of equipment and breathing stuff and everything. And
Yeah, we're gonna have to make sure that we are sealed up.
Yeah.
You go out, duct
Well,
tape all of the extra.
the good thing is, like, we were prepared for that to begin with because we thought we were going to be dealing with radiation. So we were as prepared as we could be on the outside. But yeah, it's nice to just have everything off again and to be able to use our eyes like normal and not be blinded. Yeah.
Weird couple days, huh?
Very.
all right, night passes, and you don't know when it is first light, but someone knocks like hell on that door and wakes you all up and goes, "It's an hour past dawn. More than enough light. Still not a cloud in the sky.
Shit.
Time time to go, and the doors open, and 6 people, including Jake, Nick, and Jane.
Arthur, Jake's kid?
No, he came from behind.
Oh, yeah, fair.
They all come out.
Only one from each family.
Pretty much.
No, exactly. Yeah,
Spread
just
the
so-
risk around.
Exactly, yeah. It's not completely devastating.
And like, although you've got your backpacks, they still hand you another backpack each. You can see they're double carrying, one back on the front and one on the back. And it's time to go, Jake says.
Yep. Right. Check everything, make sure that we're all good. Seals are good on our masks.
God help me if we need to go to the bathroom.
It's just like a wetsuit.
No!
Well, it'll be a wetsuit soon.
God.
Okay. All right.
Awful.
Yep.
Okay, as you move out into, let's call it your courtyard.
Ooh.
Yes.
Could I have requested some red fabric to be passed through so we could all have little bands while we're in the Red's territory?
Yeah.
Cool.
Good plan.
Take some strips.
Jake just ties it around his head, just like that Rambo bandana
yeah,
style.
he does. Like he actually
You would,
really-
Jake, if you're watching this, you would. So as you walk out, close the door, take stock of, your place in the world, and you're about to set off when Nick in his elven eye says, well, that's lovely. And he looks down to the south, where it's like, you've got the hills on your north, down to the south. Out of bow distance, as you can see from its legs, pale and getting a bit sunburnt, as an unborn in a parka with red smudges on it, hood up, but just standing there, clearly looking at you.
All right.
Just kind of turn so the red is
Try
facing.
to practice some of the stuff I've been picking up to try and signal a friendly hello greeting.
Yeah. I'd look to both Callan and Jack and just be like, you guys can handle this, right?
Yes.
As you
Just
do,
you guys have been doing your
Yeah, I
interpretive
guess so,
dance with me
yeah.
last time.
as you do motion, you see and hear him just do a few short claps, not rhythmically, just like. And out of the tall grass behind him comes 2 mongrel, what as big as mastiff unborn
Close the door. Close
animals.
the door behind us.
And he just holds physically onto their skin, and then they after a bit of struggle they sit down, and then he just stands.
Right, let's move up. Everyone else just stay back for now.
Yeah. I'm going to take off my backpack that I have on the front just so I'm not weighed down just for a moment.
Yeah.
Good plan. I'll do the same thing. Leave it back with the others, with the rest of the crew.
And you're moving towards him.
Yep, starting
Yeah,
to move.
but not
Yes.
getting too close.
Okay. As you get maybe 10 paces in, he grabs the back of the dog's necks and then he pulls them back, moving a bit towards the east. So sort of backwards, sort of sideways.
Okay.
That
means.
I'm just going to check the beach in front of us, just making sure that we're
That's fine.
clear.
They don't know how to make bombs yet. Or traps. Maybe. I don't know.
No, just making sure.
Trying to be like a do we follow?
Other than his
He's
hands,
got hands full.
his hands are full, but you can't see into the hood.
Is there anything about the physicality of this unborn that makes us think of
Mr. Yellow.
Mr. Yellow?
Yeah.
About the size, but I mean, Mr. Yellow was fairly average size and scrawny as it is.
Yeah.
So could be.
Yeah.
Roll intuition, -10, plus 0 for you then.
Just Scott or
All of you. So -10 for you too.
Oh shit.
that with a
What?
23 success.
21 success.
Oh, hey.
22 success.
Nice.
Woo!
I'm just like,
You're just like, damn, those dogs, man. Those dogs.
I'm just staring at the dogs like.
Okay. It's not him, but it is. It looks like his brother, Mr. Rabbit.
Oh, his the younger one.
Right, okay.
Right. Okay. Well,
Does it seem like he's
leading us.
standing guard, or is he more of a?
Not, you're unsure.
Yeah, I guess the intention we're trying to derive from it is he trying to keep a consistent distance
Yes.
from us? Or okay, right, all right. So at that point, I'd kind of probably just be like, we'll just hold here for now. We'll see
What
if we
I'm-
can communicate from here.
What I'm gonna do is take out one of my rations, because this is how we've communicated before.
Yeah.
Put it on the sand and then back up.
As you take it out and put it, one of the dogs try and lunges
Oh.
forward, and he just holds it by the neck, so it's his forepaws lift up.
Yeah.
And you can see him just struggling with this.
Okay, I'll
like-
take it back. Like, sorry.
Hey, this is communication.
Yeah.
We're doing what we can.
Might just be
keep the distance.
like the sentry posted to watch the.
The door. They know we're in here. Alright, well, I guess
Maybe we should.
I'm just gonna point to the armband that I've got on, and then point to him, and then I'm gonna point to me, and I'm gonna point to the direction that we're going.
Right. No response from him.
Yeah.
let's go.
Alright.
I mean, if they see us trading, they've traded with them too, so.
Okay. All right. I'm just gonna keep facing towards him. I'm just gonna say we should just
Yeah, back
back
away.
up, get back up the others.
Pick up my.
Nick does
Yeah.
already have his bow strung.
Yeah.
And Jake's got a rifle ready.
Yeah. Okay. I kind of back all the way up, and then just put the pack back on the front, and then just kind of. I mean, obviously they're still all the way down, but just Nick, maybe keep your eyes out just to the hills.
Yeah.
Make
And
sure.
Jake said, he'll take the rear because you know where to go.
Okay. All right. We'll stick together. No one go off running. Okay.
Okay.
Try and stay away from that cloud.
Okay. You go north. You start walking.
Does he follow?
Yeah. So Jake does say he's keeping pace.
Okay.
It's fine.
And about 10 minutes of your walking, and you're about an hour to the tree, to the your message on the wall.
I'm not going the whole way there. So effectively, the point that we had was along the truck's path. So the meeting point that we set up was just effectively just north of where
The valley.
the bad dead lands are in the gorse lands.
Okay.
So but just
Okay.
along the path. So the point that we had was probably within the swamp cloud. So we're going a little bit north of there to cut.
Because the tree
Trails
was
off.
down like a cliff, so
Yeah.
that's
I mean, what has the spore cloud done?
Well, you're on the wrong side of the hill to see
Yeah.
that, unfortunately.
It's start getting up.
Well, there hasn't been any wind, so it's probably stayed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do feel a breeze coming in from the ocean, but
Yeah.
breeze
That's
would
good.
come in from the ocean, but
Yeah.
it hits
Yeah.
the hill line.
Yeah.
What I'd say to the group about that is that when we start moving up, trying to make our way onto the path, we should probably send only just a few of us out beforehand, just in case we do run into a cloud or if there is something low lying that we can't see.
Yeah.
Because then we can warn everyone else.
Okay.
I'm happy to go ahead.
Okay.
Pretty well sealed.
All right, so you're making about like
Come
a
with.
good spot, maybe half the distance, so 30 minutes walk, you think. 10 minutes into that, Nick tells you there's someone on the hill line.
Right.
And as everyone stop and he effectively points them out, you can see it's the big guy from the Red Hands that's walking up on top of the hill line, staying as many to the brushes as he can out of the sun, but as he's not staying to the brushes to stay invisible, he's just trying to keep out of the sun, but he is
Keeping pace.
easily noticeable to you, and you think it's intentionally him easily noticeable.
And this is the big
This
guy
is the
that
priest,
That's the
basically.
the big brute of a man.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah. So
that
not
one.
not big horrific.
Yay!
No, not
This
not the spawn,
Yeah,
but
this is their big dude.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Vaguely threatening.
yeah. And as you start walking, he keeps pace with you along the top, and Jake says from behind, Mr. Rabbit is also keeping pace.
Okay. All right. We're boxed in against the sea.
Ooh, fantastic.
We'll see.
They probably just want to know what we're doing.
Yeah, we'll see if he tries to stop us from passing through. They might. If that happens, we'll try and communicate.
Yeah.
So carrying on, going a little bit further north until we kind of reach that point. We'll take out the map and then start to try and turn our way in east to try and hit where the truck trail is.
So at the point where you think, yeah, you should be good enough north of the cloud, of where those death pits were, you head up. You can see that the big brute isn't straight ahead of you, but he is a little bit behind. However, it's not Nick this time, so he's keeping an eye on him. Jin sees someone further along the beach towards where the tree is and your message is. And through her binoculars, she says there's an unborn woman there with another dog walking this way.
Trolls?
I think they're keeping a close eye on us.
Yeah.
If they want to attack, they could do it at any time. They might be waiting until we're in the gorse.
It's probably related to the barrels going off.
Yeah, they might think that it's us.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. But they saw them put the barrels down. They saw the King's people put them down.
Truck.
Yeah. I don't know if they're smart enough to know difference.
They haven't attacked already.
Not yet.
We'll
No.
probably just carefully continue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit too far to go back at this point.
But
Okay.
everyone just stay ready. In case things go bad. If they do, we will fall back in against each other. Form a circle.
Drop bags.
Yeah.
As you get to the top, the brute is within bow range, but with outside of throw a rock at him range.
Not if you've got a sling.
None of them got a sling.
Yep.
And by the time you hit the top of the hill, Mr. Rabbit is at the bottom of the hill, and the woman and her dogs has crossed up to match you on top of the hill.
Real close, huh?
But that's not really the most pressing thing on everyone's minds once they hit the top, and Jake being the top is very quiet for Jake, especially since it's his first time out in weeks.
Yeah.
You dumbstruck, you might say. And that's another pun on words, since as you see the top, you see the truck from up north
Shit.
has come down south, but is now lying on its side,
Oh.
almost horizontal to like the way it's supposed to be going. So it looks to have rolled.
Oh.
Oh, did they fucking take it out?
Or, well,
So wait, so was it heading south or was it heading
Looks like it was heading south.
Jackknifed on the way south.
Jackknifed and rolled.
yeah.
jackknifed as in, sorry, what does that mean?
Jackknife and trying to turn
drift.
to.
Yeah, the
Try to turn.
Oh, they probably put the bombs in the road or some shit. Like, I'm gonna look back towards Rabbit, Mr. Rabbit, and like, I can't see his face. Never mind. I just like, did you fucking do this? Like,
There's a... I mean,
I don't feel
we
like
don't know where the Kings were getting their infected from.
Oh, if they got it out.
I mean, there's a non-zero chance that this is all protecting their chefs from the other ones that are now loose in the area, maybe?
Hard to know.
Oh, we're the chefs. I see.
Yeah,
I was like,
I think we continue through. We see what's going on here.
yeah.
Okay.
I think we make an agreement.
At the very least, the caravan's going to have to stop at that.
Yeah. What are we going to do if we find any kings alive?
I think I think if there are any alive, they've probably been taken by the
Yeah.
Reds.
I kind of look to the others.
We
I
didn't
just say-
hear any gunshots or anything like during the night.
No, although this is a significant distance up
Distance,
here.
yeah.
That's
It's
true.
good
And we're
3
underground.
Ks.
We're deep underground.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just think I guess we'll cross that bridge. Come to
Yeah.
it.
Jake does mention that and draws your attention to the fact that while the cloud is not as thick anymore, it does seem to have spread out a bit.
Yeah.
And so he does tell everyone, make sure everything is tightly sealed.
Yeah, we'll stop, do a quick check, duct tape up again if we need to.
Because even here you might be hitting the edge of where you can't even see the spores anymore, because it is closer now to it's further north now than when you came down here yesterday.
Everything is vacuum sealed.
Are we going to go right up to the truck? Just kind of.
No, not yet.
Go around.
We'll just see it from a distance, I say first, and see if we can see infected running loose or kings. I don't know.
We've got to see what's going on, especially if they're around here.
Yeah.
If there's kings out in the woods, we need to know.
All right.
We should be careful though, because we don't want the raids thinking that we're like doing a reconnaissance or something and checking on our armed people.
No, I think we can make it pretty clear what we're thinking.
We gave them up. We gave the kings up to the Reds. We gave them all the information about their.
Well, we gave that to Yellow.
No, but he showed them.
Yeah.
And he told them.
Okay.
So I think they know that we're on their side. I don't know.
I'm gonna push up next to Jake and make my way through the gorse towards where the truck is.
If they're being traded with, and with their interactions with Yellow, they're clearly smarter than we expect. So I think we can't just assume that they're
not smart enough to
they're hostile for everything.
Yeah.
There's got to be some amount of reason, I think, potentially.
I'm going to turn around quickly and just say, make sure if you think or suspect you got a puncture or anything like that, or a broken seal, handle it as fast as possible, and we'll get someone duct tape it.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the duct tape, if I have some, and just put it on my arm. So I have it I have it there so I can just take it off if I need to. It's probably like electrical tape or duct tape, whatever, Okay.
Alright. As you make your way down, you see that not all the little yellow bits on the plants around you are, of course. Well, it is pollen season. It's also, you can see, it looks a bit sickly yellow. But it's not, you can see the cloud hasn't come here yet, but this is just like the advanced parts of the cloud as the spores just start to settle now and spread out.
Oh, fuck.
So you move a little bit further north.
Yeah.
So do you want to go past the truck, or just say there's a truck, screw it, and we're just going to keep heading?
I said we can kind of go around a little bit.
Yeah, we'll go maybe like 100 meters further down, see if we can pass through without contacting as much of the area that's been spread over. Because we can always get a look on it from further down the track, because I'm pretty sure most of the way is straight, the way that they drove before.
Yeah, so it's pretty much damn near a straight north-south line
They've
through the whole valley.
Carved a path.
Yeah, so we'll try to at least get maybe 100 meters, if not more, further down, assess what the bush is looking like around there, and then try and push through and get onto the road.
Okay. Terrain isn't too bad. There's been the occasional gorse bush. All three of the unborn behind you keep following you.
Yeah.
At a fairly safe-ish distance. The brutes in front and then the other two smaller ones behind. Mm-hmm. As you head to the bottom of the valley, you can see on the other side of the valley that there are maybe 4 unborn on that side making their way down the hill as well, all covered, not completely. You can see some albinos getting red in the sun already.
We should give them sunscreen.
We have it.
Yeah.
And you can see figures
We've got aloe vera.
deep within the cloud as well.
Yeah.
I hate this.
I'm just going to go in front of Scott and Jake, and just as we kind of get closer to the truck, even though we're going to kind of round it, I'm just going to look for bullet shells and tracks and the ground and stuff.
How close do you want to get to that thing?
Oh, not that close. We're going to be like you said, like
100 meters?
away.
100 meters away? No, nothing. Although you can see that the windshields are all broken,
Okay.
and you can see red. A fair decent amount of red. Not like someone's been exsanguinated, but you can present someone either went through the windscreen or something went into the windscreen into someone. So there definitely was, it clearly was a crash, and someone was injured in that crash.
The fact that they are here now means that they were traveling through the night. And if they were going through the night, the amount of critters that are around here, anything could have stopped them along the road.
Can everyone just be real quiet for just a second?
Sure.
Everyone hunkers down. Everyone who's got a gun or anything,
I want to hear if I can hear the banging from the truck.
you can. And there's more of it, and it is louder, as is the screams.
Yeah, I don't like that.
Shit. Alright.
So we gotta get the fuck away from that.
Yeah. Everyone also roll. You first.
I was going to say, dude, I'll just be looking at all the unborn that are close to us to see if they're kind of reacting to the noise at all.
They're close enough that you can see, but no, they're not reacting to it. Everyone roll perception -20, -10 for you two.
Minus.
20 for you two.
I'm gonna re-roll that.
How come -2?
Because it's a difficult test.
Oh, yeah.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
3 away.
No.
Sorry, was it with -10 for
Minus
us?
10 for you two would be approach, minus 20 for these.
I've been
Oh,
rolling
yeah,
like
starts
shit
with-
this whole
Oh,
game.
right.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's a fail. 37 fail for me.
Okay, so
Oh,
you
that's close though,
yeah,
right?
it's close. Yeah.
Nick creeps up to you and goes. But it's like, sure. Okay. What you do, and I'm guessing you tell the group, you hear what sounds almost like someone just hitting a cymbal on a drum. Very faint. Ding, 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 echoing. Ding, ding, ding.
This
Not from the truck. This is not from the truck. This,
Where's the source of sound?
you think, hang on, how much did you roll? 13.
Yeah.
You think it's either from across the red cap or down south, but it's not that hollow, deep thump. It's a very rhythmic, it's a very high pitch, very light and airy, dun, dun, very much like a high top.
So
Hitting a high
like
top.
those big fellas with all the jangly bits, potentially like a procession.
It's a bit. There's a bit more rhythm to it, though. Well, not
Yeah.
rhythm. It's consistent, though. Like
Yeah.
it almost sounds to me like I know it's not that, but like the ticking of an engine.
Or
No, I think
an indication of
An alarm bell from a long distance.
Yeah, or like some kind of like message, you know,
Yeah.
like they're giving us some kind of warning or sign.
Sounds like a symbol.
Jack's like, what's a symbol?
It's the thing you draw on the wall.
Pun.
What is the symbol?
Can
Can I roll my symbol?
Yeah. Specialization in musical history.
Yeah.
That would come around.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I know what symbols sound like on the drummer, so.
Yeah. So yeah, it is.
symbology, it's just symbols and gongs.
Yes.
Right, anyway.
Everyone is quite tense, quite
Yeah.
nervous.
Yeah.
The people who are following us or guarding us or whatever, they're pretty focused on us.
Yeah.
Okay. I say we get up,
Yeah.
find the traders, and get the fuck back home.
Yeah. Keep on going north.
Because
At least for a good
when
ways.
that thing pops,
Yeah.
it's gonna be bad. Like the Reds might contain it.
Unless they are Reds.
I don't know.
We don't know.
Hard to know. It doesn't sound like them. They don't usually make that much noise. There's screaming in there as well.
Mm. But also, yeah, they'd be rushing to help their own.
I feel like it.
True.
They would be able to
Likely
communicate even if it was through bangs or
Blue
something.
or green, most likely. Maybe blue if they've been.
Because we haven't seen.
Honestly, I think it's infected, probably living infected, not unborn. That's in there, right?
We haven't
Or
seen
something worse.
living infected or like
We've seen some shambling around, so I think on
Dead
the way
infected.
back you were
dead infected. Yeah.
Good old.
Oh yeah,
dead
they're
I mean,
infected.
very
sorry.
slow.
Yeah, but not. We haven't seen many around.
Fresh.
Nothing fresh turned for a while.
Yeah.
Probably saw a few when we were at
I think these are
Walker's
probably.
spot.
I think they're probably fresh turned because they are from Walker's, and he had his pit of
Yeah.
awful.
nasties.
He kind of seems like the kind of guy who would turn his own people literally, just for fun. So
Punishment.
yeah.
You mess up, you get turned, you get put in the truck to be used later.
Yeah, awful. Okay, well, they're a lot faster, which isn't great. The interactions, sorry, just remind me out of character. The interactions between the unborn and the, like, fast boys, zombies.
Oh, they're good. Like,
they're good.
well, I mean, seemingly what we witnessed over the 20 years that we're inside was the red palms domesticating the dead to a certain degree.
Right.
So they were using, even before when they were
Herding them,
kids,
right.
they used them to pull vehicles.
That was slower ones,
Yeah.
not fast ones. I haven't dealt with fast ones in a long time. Okay, cool, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
I would rather just go home, but...
All right. Keep on going north through a decent ways until it feels like we are far enough away that we're not hearing the stuff that's coming from the Topples truck.
And relative to where we were meant to meet up, is the truck tripped south?
Yeah, it's south of
Tripped,
where
tipped.
the cairn
Okay.
and they'll build. Okay. So as you pivot north from the truck, the 7 unborn that's chaperoning you, they stop coming in.
7?
Yeah, 3 on your side, 4 on the opposite side.
Oh, okay. I thought it was just the
No,
3.
3 behind you, 4 on the opposite hillside. They stop coming in and instead keep pace on your left and right respectively,
Okay.
following you along. About another 15 minutes walk, and I mean, you can see the cairn ages away, but
Yeah.
you get to it. And by waiting just a few minutes, looking through binoculars and next scope, you can you see the convoy approaching.
Okay. I'd ask, because you'd have the binocs and Nick as well, I'd ask you both if they're decked out in red.
They are.
Okay, good. All right. Now we wait, and I'm just going to take the packs off and get a few things.
Is the note undisturbed under the cairn?
Yeah. Like if you're sitting right on top of the cairn, yeah,
Yeah.
it's still there.
We beat them to it at least.
Yeah. I'll pick it back up, roll it up, use the paper for something else down the
Yeah.
line.
Okay. Everyone just perception flat. You 2 plus 10, you plus 30.
Nice.
Sorry for you, you get it plus 0. I'll say why in a second.
100.
You just, like, you're so busy, just like, this is Bumblebee in front of you, and you're like, whoa, man, Bumblebee.
23.
So plus 10.
37 plus.
Okay, it's because you heard
So
it.
13.
James Bond, 007.
Whoa!
13 success.
Nice. Okay. Jason, because you heard it before, you hear that symbol again. But yeah, you can pinpoint it. You two, you just hear that little dun, 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 dun.
Yeah.
Faint, but it's now not as faint as only like Richard and Nick can pick it up now. Nick and Jake, they both pick it up as well, as does Jen. And you and Nick, I'm only going to pick on Nick because he's got like 90 perception. And let's just see if he did. Oh, yeah, he did well. He's going to do
What a
well.
shock!
I know. You can now pinpoint it, and when I say it came either from east or south, it's most definitely east, and it's not east of where you were. It's still east-ish of where you are now.
Oh, I don't like this. Are the unborn reacting to it?
No, but your hillside runs all the way along the coast, all the way until it hits the bay up north. Their hillside has sloped down. It's as big a hill as yours, height-wise, but it's much shorter. So now it's just the forest on their side, and so it's coming from there. It's no longer from up on their hill. It's coming from the valley between their hill and the stream that we're on the other side of Helensville.
How close are the
Is the
trainers?
Conway, still a good 15-20 minutes of their time to get to you.
Should we just
How
go
close
and
are
eat
the
them?
2 packs of unborn to us?
They are on the back on the sort of on the slopes of the hill, so easily 200-300 meters on either side.
I say
Okay,
we
so
go
it's a
and
pretty
eat
wide flank.
rather than wait for whatever that is to catch up, because they're going to take a bit to get here. I don't know.
Do you think we should?
So that's their hillside from us?
On their hillside, well, that hillside.
Yeah, so like it was following their ridge and is now
And
keeping the same line, but it's
Yeah.
in the forest.
And they also keep the brute, Mr. Rabbit, and their girlfriend is now on your left, on your hillside.
Do you think we should try and talk to the followers about what this star might be? Because it might not be them.
Hard to.
Can I
It
look
feels
at
like it's
Mr.
the
Rabbit
roots.
and I just like tap my ear and like point at where the sound is coming from and just kind of like, what is it?
That's what I was thinking of doing, yeah.
Yeah, but that's what I was thinking. That
He gives
far away.
He gives a dog to the brute, and he just raises an arm and points to the south.
Kings, maybe? No, they're west.
No, they are
They
to
are
the south as well.
Southwest,
Yeah. So that either means that it could be Could be kings, or it could
Can I
be
try to, like,
retribution.
motion like the truck that's tipped.
He just keeps motioning to the south.
This is when we need dogs.
With all those on.
I'm going to point.
It
Yeah, go
feels like it's a warning about the tipped truck.
Yeah, maybe.
Jane gets her binocs and looks to where he's pointing.
Yeah.
And to the south, beyond the truck, a good distance, coming out of the cloud, is a singular figure clad in rags and robes, coming north.
Thought so. It's one of their priests.
It's not.
It's it looked average size, average silhouette, not
Okay.
huge and
Yeah.
fainty.
Okay.
Can we make out any colours?
Red.
Looks like
Maybe this is their leader.
Well, yeah, we just kind of, if they, once both parties meet, maybe they want to discuss too, like a three-way kind of discussion, I guess.
Yeah. The question is if we're going to have that here, or if we're going to go further along and meet them.
Either way, they're following us.
Yeah. It's just
We
whatever. Yeah.
I wouldn't mind getting a little bit more distance from the cloud.
I mean, that's going to be following us everywhere, right?
The cloud, or?
Yeah.
I mean, it's
We're out of it.
you're well out of it,
Yeah.
but eventually it's going to settle here.
Yeah,
As
yeah.
it settles, it'll cover the valley of
I'm
the
sure
next
we
couple of
will.
We
days.
are gonna have to do fucking deep cleanse.
Hey,
of all
we've
of our
stayed
stuff.
inside for 20 years. We can always take a little break.
Yeah.
Has Mr. Rabbit taken the dog back? Is he still just...
No, once everyone has gone, huh? And looked back, he's dropped his arm, but the brute's now holding on to the dog.
We should introduce some cops.
And it looks tiny next to him. I mean, it looks like a
Yeah.
massive next to the rabbit. It looks like a pit bull next to the brute.
That's not a bad idea, actually. Like, introducing it to like fabric or like collar for dog stuff, but I appreciate it.
Let's try the symbol. I don't know if they'll answer or respond. Just try to give a we safe.
Thumbs up.
Hey, roll diplomacy. As is.
Here we go.
Yeah, I'm going to spend a sibs on that. That feels like a...
Yeah, it feels fine. Hold it.
Your interpretive dancing has gone good
Yeah.
in the past.
Oh no. I'm going to spend another to re-roll that. Because there's no way I'm keeping a 99.
Yes. That is. You somehow create the symbol for all-out war.
Yeah.
Bring it on. The dogs.
Or just tell your mama jokes.
That is also terrible.
Oh boy.
Your dice do not like you.
These dice do not like me today.
Hey, if it's better than a 99, that's still...
What is it?
It's not, but I can make it better than a 99. I will...
I hope so.
I'll just swap around the stuff.
Yeah.
Flip those numbers.
Nice.
I will flip those numbers. Because the bonus only applies to the first roll, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Once you re-roll, it's...
Oh wait, no, like the bonus I give you stays. The sigil bonus goes.
Yeah. And so I was just doing flat roll.
Yeah.
Yeah. So without the sigil bonus, that's fail by 4.
That's not bad.
That's better.
Oh, yeah. The reaction you get back is distinctly cold.
Okay.
Oh. He just goes.
Squats or something.
Okay, that doesn't feel good.
It's a lot of sigils to get there, but that's...
Yeah, that's something. They're not happy.
Yeah.
Okay. The convoy gets closer and closer.
I think we'll move a little bit forward to meet them.
Yeah, take a few more strides along. Pick up the pack again.
Can you see the ostriches?
Yeah. They're not ranging
Watching
ahead.
the figure.
I will say to the others that there's probably a chance that we're going to have to make an offering or something to the Red Palms just to keep us on a
Peace.
peaceful path.
Yeah.
He stops maybe 20, 30 paces on the south side of the truck.
Really hoping they don't fucking open it up or anything.
Yeah. On the opposite side of the truck. Still visible to you since the truck's jacked knocked a bit off its path it carved, but he's staying on that side.
Don't like this
Hey,
at all.
We've got eyes in the back of our head.
Maybe you do.
No, yeah, I'm just watching that pretty going out.
Yep, and he's come to a complete stop. Okay, as
So
you
he's just got robes on.
Yeah. Patchwork collection of rags and things. As you move forward, 3 on your left, 4 on your right, keep pace. You get within not like hoarsely shouting distance, but within calling distance of Oliver at the front, who looks quite the part of a red hand.
Before they get too close, I'll just say, things are a little tense right now.
What happened? As soon as you say that, he does this and he goes, "What happened?"
The gifts went off before we had a chance to return. I left a message here yesterday, but we got to you before you got too far. Further down this
Kind
path,
of point back at the cloud.
it's not so good down that way.
He says they'll have to swing around, go back where they came from, and go around the forest to be able to hit the other side.
Well, there's still a chance that we can make your journey out this way worthwhile. We brought the goods, and I'll kind of motion to everyone to trunks down. Yeah, I think we'll try and make that more like
I can see it as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's an overturned truck.
It'll be more closer conversation rather than sharing it with everyone back there to avoid panic or anything like that.
And they're obviously aware of the other one around.
Yeah,
They seem chill.
they've got all the bows strung, crossbows,
Right.
not up, but they're now
ready.
in a far more radiant position
Yeah.
than before. Even like the women on the big wagons and things, they've locked, they've loaded,
Yeah.
they're good to go.
I would explain that, truck went down. We didn't see how it happened. Haven't got close enough to tell what happened to the people that were in there,
Don't
but
really want to.
looked like a bloody scene from what we could tell from a distance.
Oliver says, can't be too long ago. They passed us at midnight.
Okay.
Right.
You traveled through the night?
No, we settled down.
Yeah, they must have carried on. They passed them.
Right. And we got here just after dawn. So a few hours maybe. Okay.
As some of them get off, they don't let the wagons all fully go and hitch up and pack up and all that sort of stuff like before. The men on the rickshaws do just fantastic, thank you, my shoulders.
Yeah.
They take a breather, but they're
not unpacking.
they're not unpacking for this.
Understandable.
Changing your dice.
Yes.
Yes, I am.
I've rolled one that's below a 70 so far today.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
As Matilda gets
two.
close, she's with the 2 big wagons at the very back of the convoy. You can now all hear that cymbal sound, and it's gotten distinctly louder. It's no longer just like a high top. It's like now someone actually going to town on that drum kit.
Do you know what that is?
He says no. Oliver says no. He was about to ask you.
We haven't heard that before. Not around here.
It's a little bit unnerving.
Do you think they're calling more of them towards us, potentially? Or something bigger? I don't know.
Not sure, but let's do our business
Yeah,
and do it
let's just
quickly.
do this
We'll make
quick
it fast.
Yeah.
I think it would be wise if we both kind of gave them some gifts as well on each side of this to kind of show that if we are trading in their area, that we don't mean to.
Offend?
Yeah. If we're using their space to do this, they deserve something in return. So, if you give something, we'll give something too towards.
I'm sure Matilda will be happy with that. All right. I'll keep an eye out.
Eel transference.
That's not great for us.
Eels!
It's like taking my
Pocket eel.
Crayfish.
This
Distraction.
backpack full of water and crayfish has been leaking the whole way here. Take it.
Okay, as Matilda.
Small little plastic bags, goldfish bags tied
Yeah.
with crayfish in them.
Okay. As Matilda comes forward with a couple of the women, she brings out the book, her ledger, and she goes, right, so, what do you have and what do you want? We don't have to get into the nitty gritty of that, but you start sorting out if this is in the pack, this is things. They check out like the quality of the salt you've got. They peruse your crayfish and how big they are.
Do we have ocean crayfish or river crayfish?
It's freshwater. Yeah.
Crawfish.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty small.
Yeah, no, they're little guys.
But you'd be able to,
The eels are big though.
I'm just thinking you'd be able to take quite a lot of them in one
Yeah.
container rather than the eels would be like quite annoying to take with us.
Yes.
And they're quite heavy.
Wouldn't be able to take too many of those, but yeah.
I reckon we give one of the eels to
Yeah,
to the
that's what I
reeds.
think.
Yeah. Like if we had say we had 6, we give like 1 to them, 1 and then 1 to
You
the
should have
reds.
roasted one.
As Matilda and her associates check through your belongings, ask questions to, like all of you, and to Jake, Nick, and the others. Have a chat with Jean, quite interested in getting some of their small electrical devices fixed, and they hear that you generate your own power, so getting their batteries recharged. Shop talk with everyone.
Quick shop talk.
Yeah, as quick as can be, but while Matilda is as thorough as she can be, you hear what, honest to goodness, sounds like a baboon screeching. That, or like lead singer of Disturbed. What that sounds he'd make, and that comes directly south from you, and you can intuit, even without rolling, that the guy. The unborn center, he's making that baboon-like noise.
I think we should go.
And as he does that, that cymbal noise has stopped.
Fuck.
Can I?
Huh?
What are our guards on the sides do at that noise?
They echo it. They each of them gives a good old baboon screech. But like once, and then they stop, and then the cymbals stop. Everyone lifts up whatever ranged weapon they have.
Yeah.
Have we already given them stuff by this point?
No. They're still like 200 meters away.
Yeah.
Maybe we should do that.
And as the cymbal noise stops, you see out like from the northeast, the forest, you see shapes appearing out of. And they're not fast shapes, but there are a fair amount of them. And you see like a horde of shambling undead shamble their way out, being led by an unborn dressed in red, carrying a large piece of metal on the pipe.
Yeah.
Oh my god, he's like,
Pied Piper.
yeah.
Yeah.
And he doesn't do anything with them, but as you just did, they're like, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah.
And though they now get drawn outwards by the only other noises now happening, the baboon noises being made by them.
Yeah.
And so where first of all, as you see like 3, 4, it doesn't take more than 30 seconds for there to be 20 more coming out of the forest, falling over each other, some crawling along the ground, missing their legs. And as Matilda and her 2 associates run back, skirts flapping all the way back, every guy picks up his rickshaw. Just in that moment, there's already 40 more come out.
Yeah.
They're still fairly bunched up since they're having to walk around each other and walk out, but they are doing a good half a pace a second as they shamble out, coming from the northeast, moving towards you. And they go around the unborn, and he disappears in the crowd.
All right. As soon as they start trying to pack up and get going, any of the people from the nomads, I would have my whole pack, and I would just try and thrust it in their direction. I'd say, for trouble. Like the whole thing. Like just take it.
Yeah. One of the boys on the ostrich just grabs it and just throws it into the nearest rickshaw, causing a bit of grief from the guy drawing it.
Yeah. And then I'm gonna look to everyone in our group and say, back to the coast, back to the beach,
Let's go.
backs against the ocean.
Yeah. I'm gonna move the fuck
Isn't
out.
Shambling Horde direction?
Shambling Horde's the other side.
Yeah, they're
The
coming from
coast
the
is to
forest
the west.
They're coming to the
Right, sorry, yeah, I'm
forest,
looking east and
yeah.
west. Yep.
West is the coast, east,
Yep.
northeast, coming down south towards you.
We've got speed on them. We can get set up. We can make our way down the coast.
I'm gonna toss one of the bags of eels.
They're pretty close to us, so.
Yeah. Well, if they want to try and stop us, they're going to have to try.
I'm just gonna toss the bag of eels towards one of our guards. Just,
Grab at one of the others.
yeah. And
You mean so one of the unborn?
one of the unborn. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they're not,
They're-
they're like
they're much
100,
further away
200
from
meters
us.
away from you.
Oh, okay.
You could still be like, point and be like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
just drop it
Yeah.
and.
Yeah.
You go,
You
bye!
do.
Yeah.
I also don't want to carry him.
Yeah.
So the ones on the east side, on the forest side, they make their way at a very quick pace through the first ranks of the Shambling Horde, trying to loop around towards the north.
Okay, I'm having a really hard time sort of picturing this in my brain because I've got dyscalculia and so like lefts and rights and norths and shit
Okay.
is like not happening for me.
Just know that they're coming towards you.
Yeah.
We need to get back to the coast.
Okay.
So the unborn are now trying to flank north around the nomads.
Behind the nomads, from where the nomads came from.
Yep.
Yeah, to try
To
and
block
stop
them in.
Yeah. The three that were following you,
Yeah.
which is now standing in your way, is standing in your way.
to stop us from getting to the coast.
Perhaps they just want a hug.
All right.
Alright.
I'm gonna look at them. I'm gonna whistle and I'm gonna point to them to like out the way.
The brute and the girl there doesn't do anything, but the Mr. Rabbit lets out another yell. Not quite a baboon, but I mean something within that ballpark. And nothing happens for a bit, and then you hear like a loud clanging of metal coming from the south. And to anyone who does look down to the south, the man who did the first baboon yell is on top of the truck and unlocks.
Go.
"Ah,
Okay, so for our group here, looking at the ones that are stopping us from getting to the coast, which is Big Man, the woman, and also
Mr. Rabbit and
Mr.
two
Rabbit.
dogs.
Three dogs.
Two dogs. Mr. Rabbit had two dogs, the brute didn't have a dog, but the woman had a dog.
Yes.
Oh, three dogs, you're right, my bad. Three
Thanks.
dogs, a dog apiece.
Yeah.
They each know yet, and they are each now holding on to a dog. You're right. Three dogs, three people, all unborn.
Well, good luck was bound to run out sooner or later, I guess. Well,
Trying to run, trying to fight and run.
Yeah, just thinking of the situation.
Where are we in like kind of like rifle distance from them now?
Yes, most definitely. They haven't moved yet, just to say. They're just still chilling. Other than having Mr. Rabbit having made the noises, they actually haven't done anything else.
Yeah.
Coming north from the truck towards you and the convoy, not distinctly in either of your groups, as you have now moved south. They're still getting their crap sorted. Out of the truck, you see 8 very fast, very fresh zombies running. And even it doesn't take more than a few seconds to see that they are Kingsmen patched. And they are, as they always do, and as you saw when the apocalypse, screaming themselves hoarse until their lungs break. And some of them are limping, but that does not stop them running at a full sprint, outgunning Hussein Bolt on a good day.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I say
Yeah.
to the coast. If the Reds stop you, fight. Get through.
As you move forward, the convoy open fire on the runners. The shamblers are still quite a way off, but you can hear the twang from bows and crossbows. You can hear the gunshots. They are opening fire in that direction.
So south, just past where we're going.
Yeah. So you've
you're
now,
off of the space.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. Across there now.
as you move towards those three, you're getting maybe 50 meters, half a football field away from them. They still haven't moved nor taken any action.
going.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going. If they release the dogs, then that's when we take action.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, like we're moving, but
yeah,
bows out.
weapons out. Okay.
As you get closer and Jake is itching to shoot, the woman just holds up a hand like this.
Then I guess I'll stop.
That's everyone else. I mean, since they're all NPCs, they'll do what you want.
I'll slow down.
No, yeah, slow down for a second. I'm gonna point to us, point to the horde that are coming, and I'm gonna point past them down the coast.
She points, and well, not specifically at you, but at your group, and then points down on the ground. Like this. You don't know if she means the ground as a metaphor or
here.
the whole thing, or stay here, or if she means come literally to me.
Yeah.
But she points like this, flat finger straight down to the ground.
Yeah, and I'm gonna point to us. I'm gonna go like that. I'm gonna point that, and I'm gonna point down, like saying, "Home. We're going under."
She repeats her sign, and at this point, you can hear a bit of yells coming from behind you. More things opening up, and you hear the squawks of the ostriches as they seem to be somewhat receding into the distance.
So they are getting away.
Well, if once you turn around and look, you can see they've put some people onto ostriches and have let them run.
Yeah.
Back up north, back the way they came.
Are they able to, from what we're able to see up here, making our way up the hill? Are they able, seemingly, to push through the group that are up that way?
The ones who aren't on ostriches, i.e. most of them, have stayed at the convoy, climbed up onto the wagon, and are letting loose at the
8.
At the 8 coming at.
Yeah.
2 have dropped, but the other ones are about 4 seconds away from reaching them. And the horde is also coming closer.
Okay, alright.
Yeah, no, I don't want to deal against
we're
the
in
horde.
we're in a better position right now, where we are up the hill. I'm going to look to Jake and say, the runners.
They are fully focused on the convoy.
They're fully focused on the convoy, but the runners are still going for the convoy.
Going for the convoy, 4 seconds, and they will literally collide with the convoy.
So we're going to try and I'm going to try and do something. So I'm giving Jake the go ahead to shoot down that way. I'm going to take out my own sling in the position that we are now, slightly off towards the side, and I'm going to try and see if I can.
At this point, 100, and but it's usually sorry. It gets. I say 100, but it's more the point where your brain just goes.
That's
There's
the
a lot.
shamblers.
Yeah.
There's a lot.
It's not the shamblers I'm concerned about right now.
Yes.
It's the runners that are about to hit them. So I might have a chance to get one rock off. Jake will be able to get a shot off.
Get
The others as well.
You just.
E-
Are they just saying lie down, or are they saying just come to us, or are they saying?
I'm not taking time to.
Yeah, we
to
can't.
think it
Okay,
out.
so you're
Yeah.
sort of now like sort of turning around at the bottom of the hill, looking backwards.
Looking back
That was
towards
my-
it, I'm going to slot.
That was my instinct as well, so I'll join Jake
Okay.
and Scott.
So,
Whomever wants to loose with a throw skill or shoot a gun or a bow with a shoot skill, have at it. Minus 20 for trying to hit a moving target. Minus 10 for you two.
yep, nice. Yeah.
For those who they get their perk, it's not plus.
But my shoot says 50, but then my bow says 45. Is that added to it? It's
No.
specializations.
It would depend if you're using your bow.
Your
Yeah.
You would use your bow
Wait,
skill.
your bow shouldn't be less.
No, it shouldn't be
It
less.
shouldn't be less than 50
Maybe that
because you
says
can't
90, but
because you can't specialize.
I don't think it's
Unless you put all your points into just that.
Into your
so
bow
it's leveling
skill.
up.
Well, because all your specializations are 45, so they shouldn't be.
No. Let's call it a 55 at least.
Or did you have those from the start and they've deprecated from age?
No,
No, the specializations.
no. They should be at minimum 55 because
But
you
that's
can
something
make them
like-
more than 50.
If you had specializations
way up.
before the 20-year gap, would they have reduced
They
because
would
of age
have,
numbers?
but not that much.
Not by 5?
Well, I mean by 5, yeah, but I mean it would have been 50 to start with, so.
Yeah, because if they were 50 and they've before the 20-year skip, they've gone down 5 because of it.
So is that the same like character sheet from before the 20 years ago?
No.
oh no.
No, because but for this one we actually
we rolled for it.
we
We
rolled
changed,
for it.
yeah.
It must
Yeah.
be less because I'm older. Yeah.
And
I would
just
say you can
have-
still use
have-
shoot. I mean you don't force to use your bow. I can like go to the highest one, 50.
It means that you've put points into shoot since and not your bow.
Yeah, could be that.
Sling was still there's still shoot or is
Throw.
it? Sling is throw.
since you're physically throwing the sling.
No. Where is it? 90? Yeah, there's 90. Reroll.
I think I've used shoot before.
That's a fail.
You have
So what do you say, minus 20?
No. Yes, minus 20 for
moving target.
For hitting, trying to hit a moving target.
Yeah.
42.
Pass, 42?
You rolled a
I
47.
rolled a 47. That's above 32 because it's minus. So my skill is.
So you just missed.
So
Just
yeah,
Just missed.
yeah. A miss is still a miss.
8?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Missed by 3.
Missed by 12.
Oh, I'm sorry. To be
So
fair,
close.
it was a spur of the moment decision. You
Yeah.
rolled an 8 with your
If
sling.
it's shoot, I hit.
So you let loose your sling. You see that nice shaped rock slinging across and slightly impacting the thigh of one of them running, but it doesn't stop them.
It's 10 damage plus what you did, so 18.
Yeah. So minor wound. Jay completely misses. I'm going to use the other dice. Nick misses.
God, you guys!
Okay. Jane misses on roll. Man.
This isn't even the thing that I'm good at.
Okay. I haven't rolled under a 50.
All right.
So
Let's just hope that continues.
for when they did. So you give it your level best. Everyone fires bows, throws slings. Jane, Jake, and Nick shoot their rifles. None of it hits except you hitting one on the thigh.
One rock.
One rock!
And the next moment they impact the convoy. Some of them quite literally making the leap up onto where the things are, and now it's just a brawl on top of the two big wagons as they're trying to fend them off. Physically, these things are screaming. The ostriches, of all of them that left, the unborn that tried to circle around caught 2 of them, as well as their passengers. The rest seems to have made it with the people on board. Behind you, not making a sound other than some heavy breathing, the 3 unborn standing there. The dogs, you can hear the salivation at this point, but they're keeping a firm grasp on the scruff of their necks. At this point, pushing them down just to keep them from moving.
How far are we from the convoy now?
Convoy, you're now about a good 100 meters.
And how far are we from the Horde?
The Horde is on the other side of the convoy, so the Horde will get to the convoy before it gets to you, and that's a fair distance, maybe still a good 5 minutes of them shambling their way, but that's about, let's say, 50 meters. They're doing 10 meters a minute. But there still seems to be no end in sight to the Horde. It's now gone from a lot to, that's a boatload.
Yeah. No, we're not standing to fight them. It's just a question of whether or not we can assist any more with the runners that have hit the front of the...
If you miss any of them, I'm going to make you roll to hit on the convoy.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Know that.
Yeah.
From the south, Jake picks up that the guy there who's let these runners loose is walking his way towards you, carrying something oblong in his hands. Can't tell from this distance, it's half in between his ratron, but he's definitely holding on to something. It doesn't look like it's a weapon. It might be like a club, but it's not something that can damage you from this end. But he's making his way. He'll be here in a couple of minutes. If
I'm
you're
guessing that's your, chief.
Uh,
Christ.
I'm just sort of going to look at Scott and just be like, maybe we can talk to these guys, but we can't. With the runners, we need to help. I'm just going to run towards the convoy again, because I don't think we're getting past these guys.
Yeah.
Unless something starts happening behind me.
they don't, but I mean, Jake does caution against that, since you're running at currently what is a melee, and also where the shamblers are heading towards.
Yep.
I don't have my crossbow.
Behind you up the hill, if you look, the woman, to whomever looks, she still does the same thing. She's pointing to you and pointing straight down.
Either stay there or what, don't know, but...
I think
It's hard. Yeah, it's so hard to know. My instincts tell me that if we get close to them, the Horde, and they won't attack us. Like, they don't seem to have a problem with us. I think they've got a problem with the convoy people. That's why this is happening.
Yeah.
But we can't take that gamble. Like instinctively, if you were there, right, you would be terrified right now. I believe that Jake's instincts as well. It's like, we shouldn't run at.
Same thing then. I think just as Jack's about to go off, I'll just say, rules are rules.
Cold as ice.
Well, stick together.
No,
Their rules.
their rules.
Their rules.
Yeah, we don't help them, they don't help us.
I mean, if we try and shoot or anything without getting close, we're going to hit them anyway.
Yeah, we've already done what we can.
Yeah. They've done this far longer than we have, and
So what do you do?
I-
Fuck that.
am going.
And I will get closer towards Jack and I'll say, I'm sorry.
The only things I can assume she means then is either they want us in the ground or they want us to bend the knee.
If they want us on the ground, we're fighting our way out of here. I'm going to walk up towards her. I'm going to stand up in front of her. If she says the dog's on me, then we know the answer.
I'm gonna have my sword out.
I'm gonna start to approach. I'm just gonna let Jake and Nick and the others know that. Yeah, that's the. I'm gonna get up right where she was pointing, and I'm gonna stand up eye to eye.
I'm going to pull my bag off my back and be ready to, depending on what happens with Scott.
You got the fun time thing.
I've got the dance party present.
Oh my god, yeah, you too.
I'm not going to pull it out in case that starts something, but I'm going to have my bag in front of me ready.
Yeah.
As you get to her, she once again points to you, almost touching your chest. Not touching, but
Yeah. She's got a dog right next to her, yeah?
holding on to it with her left
Yeah.
hand.
Yeah.
Just hoping bend the D doesn't mean turning.
Yeah, I ain't about that.
Yeah, it looks like almost like a hairless cross between a poodle and a greyhound.
Oh,
Thin
that's
thing.
a terrible combination.
That's thin, it's ragged, long snout, but it's got a good set of shoulders on it.
That would look creepy.
Yep.
Yeah, and completely hairless. Veins bulging all across, salivating. She just points, and as you hesitate, she points towards the man approaching, and then points to you and points down.
I think they want us to bow.
Join or die.
Either way, it's death, isn't it? Maybe.
If it comes to that, we fight our way out.
Yeah.
Oldest of us fight, youngest of us run, get back home.
Right, so, what do you do?
I'm going to get onto both knees awkwardly.
Okay, what do the rest of you do once you see Doug Mills?
And I'm just going to try and sit and look up at her
I'm going to get on one knee, so I can get up if I need to.
and go,
Do the rest of you follow?
I'll wait half a second to see if there's like a dog unleashed upon him as he does. But
No. Okay, Jake's the last to grudgingly take the
Yeah.
knee. As you do, they walk around you towards the back, and then they let the dogs go. And the dogs start going straight off towards the convoy. And as you all turn around going, oh, for fuck's sake. When they get to the convoy, they start tearing, not off, but tearing the runners off the convoy. Not quite like intentionally attacking to kill them, but pulling them off the convoy. And by that point, the 4 unborn who got the 2 people and 2 ostriches have made it back to the convoy as well. And they all just start pulling the runners off. And you can see about
Control.
11, maybe perhaps 12 of the convoy nomads are still alive, if a bit bloody, on top. And the rest are either unconscious, dying, dead, or a combination of both. And as soon as the other 4
12 out of 30 ain't bad.
as soon as those 4 unborn get there, they sort of just stand in between the runners and the convoy, as does the dogs.
This is a show of power, isn't it?
To show something.
Okay.
I'm gonna put my bag back on my back.
Okay. As the guy gets to you, you can see that he's got another metal. Well, he's got a bowl, like a good old copper mixing bowl. No, just like a mixing bowl, copper.
Okay.
In his hand, and what seems to be a metal chair leg that he's got with him. That's also Mr. Yellow.
Oh.
Okay.
And by the time he gets to you, the walkers have now got into the convoy, and they sort of just like flow around it. Since between them and the convoy is the unborn, and who are now all holding on to the runners that have survived. 6 out of the 8 ones are still standing.
So the kind of unborn have circled around them, and the Horde is just kind of
Passing.
passing.
And Mr.
What?
And
I think
Mr.
they're
Yellow.
herding them to the kings.
Mr. Yellow takes, like, reaches in and takes out, like, what looks to be just like a collection of leaves and dirt and things, but you can see it's all covered in yellow. The spores. And he points towards the convoy, and then points towards the south.
Oh, asking if it was them. Right.
Yeah, can I try to...
Yeah, and no. And then I'm going to try to point as best I can towards where the runners are. I'm going to point to the...
I will, in the dirt, make the symbol of the trident.
It's the scepter and the crown.
Yeah, the
King's logo.
It is a trident with a crown on it. Sorry, so that's what I have.
Oh, is it trident? Oh, you wrote,
Yeah.
you wrote blue scepter.
Oh, sorry. Who am I? Blue scepter, orange crown. That's the sign of the kings.
You were saying trident.
You're not a trident scepter.
Oh, sorry.
The way I drew it looks like a trident.
It looks like a
sorry.
trident, yeah.
But I wrote down scepter.
Yeah.
I will put the king
That
symbol
was just another doodle in the mind.
in the dirt, and I will say,
Yeah.
Okay. Since you two have been interacting with the most, you can roll
Yeah.
intuition, plus 20, plus, well, counts plus 30 for you, for what he's about to do. I'll explain it first, and I'll tell you what it means.
I believe that's a 6.
I'm holding on firmly to my shoe, by the way.
To your shirt.
So
Why?
was it 35? Was it plus
She's
3?
gonna throw it over.
54 success.
Knife fingers.
54 success.
Nice. 8. Success. Better success, but you get the gist of it. Okay. What he does, he rubs the spores on his hand, and then he places it on top of of what you drew, and then points both hands towards him. He puts the bowl down.
Okay.
Then he points towards where the convoy is, and the shamblers very slowly making their way towards you, and points towards his now hand, which is like covered in yellow, sickly green spores, and taps himself again. So, first up, I'll just give you a fair guess of what he means, and I'll tell you what he means since you rolled so well.
I gotta guess what he means, but
Anyone make a guess? Seriously, this is like
I
up
mean,
to
You guys.
I'm thinking he's asking us to put that on us so that the infected will just pass by us.
Yeah.
Or the worst case scenario means, hey buddy, inject this stuff into your veins, get those spores up in you, which I don't think that's what he's saying. I think he was saying
totally
like
Yeah,
Mark
we
is
covered
up.
up, so
We have covered up, but
yeah,
yeah,
it's dangerous.
I
so
think
still
potentially.
dangerous. But yeah,
we could just
Yeah.
put a thin layer.
that's my guess. but,
Okay.
Yeah.
Any guess from this side of the room?
That was about my guess. I'm leaning towards much more of the ingest the spores, become one of it, join us.
Okay, assimilation is not an option.
I don't think that he knows that because we're more useful to him as we are.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't think
Yeah.
assimilation is on the cards.
From your roll,
What do I know?
and what you now describe to everyone what you think it means, and you get the bear's gist of this.
Good.
They've claimed the king's. That's what he's showing. That the spores, and thus them, have claimed the kingsmen.
Yeah.
And now it's a nomad's turn.
So
all that area you guys went to has been claimed by the Red Mouse.
No, just the Kingsman.
Right.
They turned the Kingsman in the truck with
And
the spores, and he's
and now-
about to now do the same to the convoy. So he again points to them and then points back down south from whence he came to the cloud. They will be uploaded to the cloud for their protection set.
Can we try to,
Convey.
want to try and convey that the convoy is useful to them and us
Yeah.
as they are.
Roll diplomacy, both of you. Minus 20,
Convey
minus
that-
30, because this is a big ass.
Without the spores, we can barbecue for you. With
Yeah.
yeah, and they can do the same. that's pretty
Okay,
good.
that's 25 success.
Basically, the way you'd be able to say that is just by saying convoy us.
On the spend
Us,
essential.
basically, is the easiest basic fundamental way to say it. It's like they're us, ultimately. So you can't do
Well,
that. 'cause they're
yeah.
us.
We also want to be careful that we don't make they're us and then
Yeah,
okay, well,
didn't
you
need it.
also
Sure, but that's no
Good too.
more detailed way you could explain that how we're slightly different, but we're both humans. But you know, like, but we're not like the Kingsmen, and we're just more like those guys.
That was
us.
nearly a crit, actually.
Oh shit.
Oh, nice.
Um,
What did you roll again?
I rolled a 25. My diplomacy is 30, and that's what I had the plus.
Wait, it's a plus 15 for using a sigil? 15?
Plus
25.
25, damn.
I had a plus 10, I think, or whatever. So yeah, it was 5.
Made that a
off.
crit.
So he seems to consider it, and his response, and since I'm not going to make you roll intuition again, he says that. He does say he signs, gesticulates, and articulates that you can be the convoy if you want.
Oh, he's trying to take them out of the equation.
Like, wait, so we can be like with them.
He says,
No.
except
I think
for
he's trying to say that we can take over
Yeah,
trading.
if they're useful, we can do it.
and as succinctly as that,
Yeah.
they do it, you do it, and he signs that they're taking the food, you can have anything else.
Shit. So they want us to just let them die. Oh, there's kids.
If you do explain it to us,
Yeah.
I'd say there's got to be some way that we can convey that they can bring things from further away, things that we don't have.
Do you have the map?
Yeah. And I'll get that to you, and I'll be
I'll try to convey,
like, good luck.
with Jack's help, try to convey that the convoy can go into parts that we cannot.
Why? do you ask?
Further.
Why? Good fucking question.
Um,
They know the area.
no, I think what you could try as well is that they aren't of our people.
Yeah.
We can't go to where they come from.
Yeah.
He's going to ask the same question. The dude's got a mind of a
Yeah.
4-year-old. Why?
Yeah.
But why?
Yeah. I'd kind of explain, or I'd try and like get you guys to explain that it's like red palm, blue tusks, green stripes, different. They are different from us. We can't go to where they came from.
Yeah, I know. He's
At
gonna
this
ask
point,
my-
the Shamblers are halfway between you
I
and
would-
Convoy.
I would try to explain of how would I phrase it? Of what you want, they can get. What do you want?
He wants them.
We could give them to
Why? Why?
Why?
Yeah. Why? Because to them, and this is a very, very, very complex set of thoughts. He's trying his best to, interpret a dance to you.
Yep.
As there's nothing more valuable to them than the runners. The runners don't live long, he says, and the walkers are slow. But runners are not slow. Runners, he describes them like the dogs.
Fresh meat.
They're dogs.
Dogs.
He describes them as people dogs.
Yeah, weapons.
And as best, what he says is, if they can keep them on long enough, he says they become parents. What that means, you're not sure, but he's saying they become something like a caregiver. They become a guardian.
Well, it's continuing their line.
You're not sure if he means it in a procreative sense, but they become like
But it
guardians,
extends
elders, parents to them. And so there's nothing they want the food because they're hungry, but he also then shows that you've got a barrel and there's dead people there. What they want is they want their people dogs, and they want their parents. Pets and parents is what they want.
I'm gonna try and convey, why not just the kings?
More is
Better, no better.
More is better.
No, I mean like the other kings.
Oh, he
As in
says
the ones to the west or whatever.
because they're there and they're here.
Jesus Christ.
And this is what it's like talking to my 3-year-old.
Yeah.
But I want it now.
Can you
Literally that.
Can you explain? Can you
What if we give you
Yeah.
the ones down there?
Yeah.
More.
Can you give them to me now?
But if you wait,
Yeah,
there will be
yeah,
more.
there'll be more,
It's
yeah.
the whole experiment
It's
with
the
how it's
chocolate
cookie.
like if you eat this one marshmallow now,
Yeah.
you just get the one marshmallow. But if you wait, then you get 5 marshmallows.
Now is small. Later is much bigger.
What's later?
Should we get say two sons?
Yeah, son. Yeah, Tucson. Yeah,
Tucson.
Arizona.
They're in Tucson, Arizona.
Yeah.
We will build a boat and take you to America.
Just fucking take all as much as they got to fucking
The kings, yeah, and just be like, go hard, have fun.
Okay.
Because
I
there's
mean, they
already a
don't-
lot of
They already
there's
tried
already-
that, and
There's already a lot of shamblers there, which they could use. And also, and there's probably a lot of living runners there too.
I mean, their people are there as well, which he knows.
Yeah.
So I try and explain for you guys to explain that they can get the food, they can get the parents, they can also get the kids back from the kings, but they need people like these people to help.
Yeah, I'm gonna try and say.
Okay. Diplomacy once again minus 30.
Do you have a sigil to use?
just
I'm
calendar
gonna
for the
use
both of us, or
Yeah.
I'll say minus
Am I
20
getting
since you're helping.
assistance? Yeah.
That includes the assistance. So minus 20 because
So
Jack's help.
using a sigil will make it +5 for you.
Okay, cool.
Diplomacy +5.
That's a 6.
I'm pretty sure that's a success.
What's your diplomacy?
Diplomacy +5?
What's your diplomacy?
is 30. Oh,
How much is that?
I had rolled a 46.
No, that's way out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I use a sigil to reroll that?
Yes.
Yeah.
But you don't get the sigil bonus. Then
Yeah.
it goes back to minus 20.
No, it's worse. Fuck. So I failed by
what did you roll?
So I rolled a 46, and my diplomacy is 30.
What did you roll the second time?
76.
No.
Yeah. So
Can I use my? I mean, it's probably not. I was going to say, can I use my own luck reversal skill, spin my own sigil to flip her numbers?
That would be so cool,
That
though.
would be bad.
Since I'm giving you advantage, that would have been cool.
So, how much did I fail by?
Like 30.
Yeah.
Heat.
No, I don't understand.
Your diplomacy is?
30, and
So
I rolled
minus-
a 46.
no, but then you
No, but
rolled
you
a
re-rolled
76.
it. You take the new roll.
You took a
No, but
6.
the first number, I'm confused.
So
What?
you have to roll under your diplomacy. So
I know.
46 is 16 higher. So you failed by 16.
Okay.
Yeah. And the second time you... Yeah.
Failed by
So
Heaps. Yeah.
what you wanted was that probably to be more like a 26.
We really need to get you doing the talking because I'm not good at diplomacy.
Yeah.
I'm trying to talk through.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not good at this.
What?
I've only got one of these to go.
Pretty much
Yeah, it's quite hard.
Yeah.
the answer he gives, and you can see he's getting very agitated
Yeah,
now
yeah.
as just a short. Now is good.
Okay.
Are you with me or not?
Can I try and convey we are with you, but give us the children?
Not with that bad roll.
To be fair, like they did send a lot of their children away on the
2 came back.
Some of them got away.
So some of them did get away?
Yeah.
They probably took the babies and
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah.
suited. Okay, well that's...
Keep in mind.
Shit, I don't know if we can stop them from doing this.
Yeah, I'll just say
No, I don't think we
to
can.
everyone in our team that's here, we're navigating diplomatic relations with a entirely new species of human. This is never going to be easy, and it's not going to be without times like this.
This is the most horrible thing we've ever witnessed. Either.
You don't have to witness it.
Anyone, yeah, Jake does say, anyone who wants are free to go back home. And as this seems to be a sign of ascent, Mr. Yellow starts walking back down the hill. And as soon as he gets down to the bottom of the hill, he hits like the outside of that pot. And it makes a very, very nice musical, deep bass tone. Boom. And he keeps it to it nice, slowly, nice, rhythmically. And he walks to the south. And as he does it, the walkers go. The three unborn standing in front of you, still standing in front of you. And the horde slowly turns and moves
Like teaching. Yeah.
moves southward. And on the other side, you can hear. And through her binoculars, Jane says there's another unborn on the other side who's now hitting his metal plate, moving south as well. And from on top of the convoy, the unborn, not so gently, escorts them down and forms a ring around them in the center of the horde and walks south.
Yeah.
And as the horde now is very properly moving south, the three unborn in front of you walk down and go south as well.
So they're taking other people from the convoy.
Yeah, the dead they have left, the people who actually died, they have left. As the brute gets to the bottom, he and Mr. Rabbit turns and points, they both point to the convoy, and they win,
They want us to roast them.
and then they walk south.
Okay.
And about 5-10 minutes, the horde has now cleared the convoy, cleared your access across the thing, and they've moved south.
And the convoy is just, what's left of it is just...
All the rickshaws and all the convoy itself is on there, covered in blood, covered in dead bodies. But what did I say? 6-7 rickshaws, 8 rickshaws plus 2 big wagons, still there. And the longer you wait, the further along south the convoy, nomads, the unborn, the dogs, the runners, which are some of them have actually just been picked up now by the unborn, and the shamblers walk.
But some of the wanton ostriches got away.
Some of the ostriches got away. Some are being dragged along by the unborn by their broken necks because they caught 2 ostriches.
And then how many got away?
There were, I think I said there was 8. There were 10 ostriches. 8 got away.
That's good, at least.
As you
Okay,
keep
we search for survivors.
Yeah. As you keep watching this very macabre procession, you hear a very loud, very piercing shriek continuously now echoing out from the south. And through binoculars, not everyone has them, so we're all sharing, you can see the big shamanistic figure with all the vents and things as being led out to meet the group. Still well within the cloud, but that seems to be the direction that everyone is moving towards.
And they have left us, no guards or anything, with the remains of the rickshaws and all of that.
Yeah.
And the people.
Yeah. I mean, it's all mixed. It's all been turned over.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure. But, like, there's none of the unborn, like, staying or anything.
No.
Then, as soon as they have stopped, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go towards the remains of it, and I'm going to see if anyone is still alive.
Yes, you do see like 2 or 3 people are alive, but they won't be very much longer. You can see some of them are. The 3 that are alive are in the various stages of the last minutes of their lives. One has got her throat torn out. Another one, he's fallen onto one edge of one of like the metal rickshaws and have like carved open his femoral artery. Another one has
try
been.
and stop the bleeding?
You can try, but at this point you can see he's in and out, and all of them have got some
Bites.
or scratches.
I'm just gonna go around, especially to ones that have got like, they just like got seconds. I'm just gonna go around and through the head.
Yeah.
Just
3.
take them out.
Yeah. There's only 3 between all of you. That takes a second. Just
Even the people that have succumbed, we still need to make sure that they don't come back.
Just go around a little bit though.
I'm just gonna be like, I just wanted to listen and hear if there are any children hidden away or anything. Okay, good.
Thanks.
Just because, you know,
Yeah.
that's what I would do. Be like, get under the floorboards.
Yeah. This is,
It's not how I thought the day was going to be.
No.
No. We're very
At
lucky.
least some of them got away.
yeah, some of them have got away.
one of
is
the
great.
one of the DPWC is Oliver.
Yeah.
Matilda's also Matilda's missing, but her 2 associates are also amongst the dead.
Yeah.
And Oliver is holding on to his map.
Why us and
Take them out.
why us and not them? You know.
Because they know us. Because we helped.
We were
We helped him.
claimed,
We helped
inducted.
Gorse.
Yeah.
Convoy had traded with the Reds before though as well.
Yeah, this has obviously changed things. The king's coming back through here. The king's setting off the spores.
Maybe because we helped the unborn against the kings, but the convoy works with the kings.
True, that's a good point. They do.
Maybe they'd
They're
seen
neighbours at
them,
least.
and they think that, oh, you're with them as well, whereas we're hard against.
There's a chance that some of them that have been there. I mean, we know that Gorse has. He has had his tongue removed. That's Walker. There's a chance that he saw things there. Could have seen the same things on their caravan.
Yeah, knows that they are there, but they don't help.
I think that's a good point. Yeah, I think it's the fact that they're probably more than aware that those people were fine with the kings.
We-
my
At least-
enemy is my
at
friend,
least weren't
etc.
enemies.
20
Correlated.
20 years ago, we saw the dead being herded. We saw them moving them around. We haven't seen them in those numbers,
No.
not since we've been out. So they're keeping them somewhere.
Yeah.
You do know they seem to have come from the other side of the hill.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah.
We know that they're not hiding on the beach.
It is
We know that
pretty
much.
impressive how well they're teaching them and keeping them as a weapon and tools. Which could be too.
I think
You know.
I think what we do now is we use one of the rickshaws, we take the dead here, we know that they want to eat them, but
there's food that we can use instead. There'll be food on the caravans that we can use. We can bury
we
them.
can give them something else in return, but we give these people their
Well, that
last rites or whatever.
Yeah.
if they know the difference, won't that piss them off?
Well, I mean, sometimes flesh is flesh. Depends what they've got on there.
Yeah,
We'll
well,
have to
we know
see
that
what-
they have goat products, there might be goat
Yeah.
meat.
If we can cook it well enough, then I think we can also.
Just give them some spices, and they'll be like, holy shit!
What about the truck?
The truck
I
is...
mean, it's on its side, it's not...
The truck is going to have parts that can work for us.
Battery.
We can take that apart. It's got a battery. We can get the rover going. It's got wheels that we can use. It's got a lot. We can get a team out to have a look at it. But
Not today.
we're in uncharted territory. Every single step we take out here, everything that we do with the Red Palms, we're existing in their world.
As you have this conversation and start unloading the rickshaws while you talk, Nick, as always, keeping an eye out, says there's something coming up from the south.
Shit.
And by this point, they've all, the horde have all
That's
moved,
enough!
have all moved into the cloud, and
Yeah.
they're just hazy figures now. But a few figures are coming north, and he tells you all about it long before they get you. It's the woman again, the unborn woman with her half poodle, half greyhound mongrel. And behind them looks like a trussed up team of shamblers who are dragging a collection of 3 barrels behind them on the ground.
Oh yeah, they want us to roast them. Fucking hell.
And you've got time, so everyone still does whatever you need to do with the rickshaws. But it's on she gets within, like shouting distance. You can see she's not actually walking towards you. She's taking a more direct path north. And it's not long before you see that her and her chained group of unborn is dragging another set of 3 cylinders with something stuck in the middle, slowly through the dense grass, dragging it up north.
Move to the side to let them pass.
Cylinders.
Yeah, the same ones you saw in the middle of the valley, the same ones you saw that Jim's boys took out of the truck up north, the one that Mr. Balaclava disarmed.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a spore bomb. They're gonna use it against them. At least that's what I think. They know what they do now. They're like, okay,
Are they
cool.
passing right by us?
Yeah. So with within, you can just throw something from the rickshaw and hit them.
No. Assume it looks like a unexploded set of barrel bombs.
Okay. As soon as they start to even get a little bit closer, Nick sees that they're unexploded ones. I'm just gonna say,
Move it
well,
back.
back up. Make sure that we're a decent distance away. There's no telling what could set them off.
Takes a wee while for them to actually move past, but eventually, she moves past, goes straight north with her barrels and her,
Barrel of boys.
there you go. And now it's just you and the stuff. So you pack up the rickshaws, pack some of them with food, some of them with bodies. Everyone grabs a rickshaw or two rickshaws until you drag it up a mountain.
Yeah.
Then you make your way home. It's still early in the day, actually, so...
The big caravans, because there were two large ones,
Yeah.
which obviously we can't,
They wouldn't be able to get them up the hill.
no, but we can take the stuff out of them.
I presume you take the food first.
Yes,
The
yes.
fruits and the milks and things.
Anything that is, has a shelf life,
Yeah.
that isn't covered in blood.
Most things are actually covered in blood.
Fantastic.
While we're on our way back, we're gonna have to navigate the situation with the nomads as well. Because the nomads, there are some that survived and made their way back north.
Yeah, we're not trying to.
If they're nomads, wouldn't this have been all of them?
Hard to know. I mean, they came from out Silverdale, Thunderborough away, so...
The kings are gonna know that something's gone wrong. Well, first of all, when their people don't respond, but also when the nomads don't show up.
Yeah.
Because they knew that they were coming to do trade with them.
Yeah. There's gonna be conflict here, no matter what we do.
Oh, Jen did take the ledger along. She found
Oh,
Matilda's ledger.
fantastic.
right.
Nice. Cool.
Right. It's a very sad trip home,
Yeah.
but it is a safe journey home, other than trying to traverse the rickshaws up and down that rocky hill. That's the only difficulties you have. Getting back, otherwise it's eerily quiet.
We'd probably bury the bodies not close to where we're, are.
Yeah.
But we'd mark the graves with like just some rocks or whatever, and
A bit further north of home.
And on that solemn note is where we'll end today's session.
Yay!
Thank you for joining us for probably the most traumatic episode and chapter that we've had of Zealand as of yet.
Probably, yeah.
We've all had to do some pretty despicable things to survive in the past, and now we're navigating a completely unknown scenario for us. None of us have dealt with first contact before, and
I'm never going to trust the feeling of luck again. It felt like such a nice start to the session. Didn't feel like it was going our way. No.
yeah. Well, thank you for joining us all the same. We're going to see where this goes. I hope you stick with us. So, until next time, I have been Rycon. These have been your survivors, Skulker DM, and until next time, stay brave.